Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Darkest Hour. Tonight is episode 52, featuring SookieSpy, another Longsword Grandmaster. Yes, he's that good. Let's say hi to the gentleman. Hello, boys.
Hello.
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 Hello. What's going on, boys? How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
You know?
Having a ravishing evening.
Good.
Yeah, it's alright.
Excellent. Yeah, Donnie, you're looking sultry in the dark there. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Good. Tired, but good.
Excellent. Sorry you're tired, but maybe you worked hard today.
You look like you're
about that.
about to be the host of NPR or something.
Anyway, guys, today we're going to talk about the cultural influence of lasagna. Go ahead and tune in.
Shit.
That sounds very NPR.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suki's like, I live in the UK. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah.
No, but I will listen to this, man.
Americans
saying,
love
I'm listening.
lasagna, brother. Let me tell you. Jay, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing alright.
Excellent.
Big chillin'.
Good, good. And of course, our special guest, SookieSpy. What's going on, buddy?
Thanks for having me. Yeah,
course.
not a lot, man. It's 2:20 a.m. I got work in 6 hours.
Oh, work in 6 hours?
Oh.
Yeah.
You did not
full time.
You did not
Huh?
tell me you had a job. You should have told me you had
I
a
love
job.
that the default assumption for Dark and Darker players is no job. That's
100%
Oh, yeah.
default assumption. You got to be shitting me here.
great. Nah, it's
okay.
not too serious. Don't
No,
worry.
that's we won't go super long today because that's not cool.
I'll go like an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, had I known that, dude, I wouldn't be like on a call and like sorry. I had no
Probably would
idea.
have started
That's-
earlier.
I literally did message the group saying let's start
I
early.
saw that about 15
Yeah, I
minutes
didn't
ago.
see it.
Yeah, so I did try.
I saw that late.
It's all good. It's all good. We won't keep you all night, but it is a pleasure
do
to
you
have you
work,
on.
buddy? What is your side hustle whenever you're not dark and darkering?
My actual job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us where you work. Just
Yeah.
What do you do? Yeah, what do you do?
I like work in a lab. I tell the stream I work in a bean factory making beans.
Okay.
But I
Well-
can't like say because I like England's a small country, you know. I'll dox myself if I
gotcha.
say exactly what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
doing.
So did you like go
Yeah.
to school and like get a college degree for all that?
No, man. Just on the
Oh.
job. Yeah.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wait, on the job training, a lab in the UK.
Yeah.
Dude,
And
you
Are
making
you
beans
pressing
in the lab, dude.
pressing pills? He's slinging Molly. What's going on,
We
dude?
just making beans, you know. You know, like lab grown meat.
Yeah.
They do it all in the lab.
Sure.
That's what I do with beans, you know.
Oh, you're serious
Interesting.
about the beans. Oh.
Yeah, I love beans.
Yeah.
Dude, this is
Wow.
all a cover. He's in some
Yeah,
lab in
there's-
Wuhan right now. cooking up COVID
Pressing
too.
beans is pill pressing
Yeah.
dank Molly.
Dude,
Let's be real here.
It must be
Alright, no more-
just, it must be terrible being in the same room with you, bro. And making beans like that. Letting them rip, man. Surely.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. So you guys want to see something ridiculous? You know those like
Sure.
face masks that you put on, like moisturizing masks? It looks silly, like you're like Hannibal Lecter. You know, like those.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I
No.
was like,
Clarice.
you know what I'm talking about? It's like you could put on like a wet
Yeah.
mask with like collagen and like vitamins and shit in it, and like.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna
I was
try
thinking
that.
like a mask.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try that. Let's do this. So I put one on.
Fuck me, you've hit rock bottom, huh?
Well, my skin was dry. I was like, yes, I have. But I was like, my skin's dry. I need to like do something for my skin. So I put the fucking thing on, and I woke up. I cleaned my face off after 20 minutes. You know, washed my face and whatever the instructions said. And I woke up in the morning, and I had this giant horn growing out of my forehead. It was massive
What?
yesterday. It stuck out like this far.
Yeah.
I think it was the mask. It's like I'm growing an antler,
Affected your skin.
big
You ever
time.
seen FLCL?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
What is
Like
it?
an old anime
I'm never
from
using a mask.
the 2000s. It's like the kid just randomly starts growing a horn out of his head.
That's
like
what
a-
it seems like. Yeah, it's fucking
I
sucks,
think you
man.
gotta like push it out, you know. I think with like if you use retinol for like skincare. By the way, I respect a man who has a good skincare routine.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it cleanses and pushes it out, and then if you keep doing it, it'll be gravy.
Should I do it again? Because I'm scared.
Yeah, commit, man, commit. And if you grow a second horn, maybe stop then.
This guy makes bean meat for a living.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
trust
want
him.
you
I
to-
trust him.
Trust me, bro. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, the pressure on
He's-
this thing hurts. It's painful. Like I can feel something growing. Like I don't know, it's gonna explode in pussy fashion.
If it was me, I'd stab it with a needle. I have to. know
No,
what
that's
happens.
terrible idea. It'll leave scars and shit.
I bet you love a fucking
What was
pimple
it?
pop video, huh?
No, that's just disgusting.
Wow.
But if I had a horn growing out of my forehead, yeah, I'm probably stabbing it with a needle.
You guys want to hear something
I
gross?
gotta do something about that.
Sure.
So
Ah.
one time I went on a camping trip. Yeah, I was in like Boy Scouts as a kid, so we go camping all the time. And I had like a weird growth, like right here on my underside, and it started getting pretty big.
Okay.
And I was a kid, and I thought it was funny. I called it my third nipple, and I was showing it to like my friends. I was like, "Ah, look at my third nipple." Turns out, I let it get a little too far progressed, and I was like, "Man, this actually really hurts. Like, I should go tell my mom."
Oh
And I
no.
told her, and by that point, it was like bulging out of my body, like that big, like legitimately, like a little mound on my side. Turns out it was a brown recluse bite, and I had like staph infection growing in that bite.
I knew you were gonna say staph. That's insane.
And they had to like cut it out of me. Yeah.
That'll turn
Yeah.
into a literal hole where you can like see inside your body eventually.
Shut
Yeah.
up, please.
Yeah. Staph
I'm
is
gonna
insane.
die.
Staph is like no joke.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Where do you get that?
A gym. You can get
Yeah,
it in a
you get
lot of
staph from a
places.
gym.
Yeah.
Explains why I've never gotten it. Really.
Yeah, you can get it a lot of places. You can get it from like a sweaty towel. Like you never know, dude. Like it's all over. Yeah, fighters get it a lot, and like trainers get it. People that work out
I don't
hard.
know what it comes from.
Like bacteria in sweat or something. I don't know either, to be honest. I'm
I
talking
don't know
my
how
ass.
it came.
Oh,
I
alright.
got it from a spider bite, but I forget how. But
Crazy. Anyway, Dark and Darker is a video game. Suki, so good to have you here. I love your content, dude. I love your YouTube videos. You are one of the best long swordsmen on Dark and Darker. I think it's safe to say that. I consider three people to be the grandmasters of long swording. Augie,
Me.
of course, Augie. Definitely not Jay. Katie, I think Katie's like right there. She's excellent. She's really good at longsword and warlock, which typically it's fighter, right? Because there's perks that help with longsword. But she's a warlock with longsword. She's damn good. And then I consider you to be the third. You invented. You didn't invent it, but you popularized and really showed how powerful having a string of minions behind you to parry off of to
Yes.
get PvP kills with. How effective it is. First of all, you make it look easy. It's not that fucking easy.
You gotta pop sprint, man, before you do it. That's the secret.
Mm.
You gotta go fast, you know, with all the perks and everything.
Yeah.
Get like 20% movement speed plus sprint. It's crazy.
Yeah.
When you're a Poston, you can you cover some ground. But thanks, man, for saying that. It's like you're one of the best longsword players, but then there's like 4 other longsword players, so I don't know how much of a a trophy that is. But we'll take it, man. We'll take it.
There's a lot of pretenders and a lot of wannabes, but there's 3 gods, I think, and I think you're one of them. So take it out of
There's
your will.
Sparky Kawa would put him up there as well. The lizard. He's pretty cracked with a longsword.
Sparky, I don't know. Sparky.
Sparky Kawa. He has the little green lizard avatar. You've probably seen it.
Okay, yeah,
somewhere.
maybe I've seen him.
He was
Interesting.
in Soapy's recent tournament. Featured on
Got
stream a little bit.
it. Okay.
But yeah, he's nasty with it as well.
Good to know. Good to know. Okay. I consider myself like an advanced journeyman, but I'm no pro like you guys.
I've literally never failed.
Okay.
bold words.
All right, Jay.
I've never used it, but I've never failed.
I think you've
You never
it
used a
before, Jay.
longsword?
I think he
Yeah,
has.
I've used it.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
really
used
bad.
everything.
I'm terrible. Every once in a while, like I'll catch the good ones, and then yeah.
I've
Doesn't
gotten good enough to parry in
I'm
like a
just dying
fight.
like this.
Yeah, I've never gotten good enough to parry the arrows. That's just a little too much for me.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
so
fine.
bad. It's not so bad once you know where to set the blade. Like you can like set it
Yeah.
right over the bow. Or it's changed actually over time, but yeah, once you like kind of know the spot to set it, you can just rinse and repeat it. But
If you're changing between like lizard man as well, it's different angles. Because your
Oh,
head's
I
like
didn't know
lower
that.
down. So, yeah.
Ooh.
oh, that's
So
true.
if you're
I
having
didn't
like
know
off
that.
days, yeah, maybe that's why.
So, if you wouldn't mind, sir, can you regale us with your historical background with Dark and Darker, content creation? How did you, what got you into Dark and Darker? How did you discover it? When did you start playing? Why make content for it? Give us the rundown.
I think I started playing Playtest 3, but I wasn't like a longsword main. I got into that way later, like 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
What was the question? Sorry, my history.
Yeah,
I used to play.
history and-
I used to play Team Fortress 2, hence the spy in my name, which is kind of a similar-ish playstyle. It's like very melee focused, very manipulating your opponent's movement. So
Sure.
there's a lot of tricks to like get behind people, and there's similar tricks with the longsword. So it kind of transitioned over, but that was a long time ago. I played quite high level Highlander, and
What
Highlander?
was that?
Highlander's like there's 2 professional competitive modes in Team Fortress 2. So it's sixes, just 6v6, which is like 2 scouts,
Yeah.
2 soldiers, medic, demo man, and then there's Highlander, which is like 1 of each class. It was the more casual competitive mode. So I played Highlander because Spy didn't belong in sixes really.
Hmm.
Interesting. And why spy? You just liked infiltrating and getting backstabs and making
Something
funny
about
meme plays?
like one-shotting people is super satisfying.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
like the glass cannon. It just feels good, especially when it's not like meta. Just like playing like I don't know barbarian when it's meta and just left clicking people. That's not fun. But having to like outplay people and play off meta, it's sort of I don't know. I like that in games, so I tend to
Respectable.
push that style. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a painful journey. There's a lot of deaths.
Yeah, in my like 10 hours of Team Fortress 2, I think it was me being spy, trying to pretend to be the sniper, and then dying like 95% of the time.
Yeah,
Because they just know, they know, and I don't know, and I just die. I don't know
But
how
I
to
see
do
the
that.
spies nowadays, man, and they're like so crazy. Like seeing how I left that game like 10 years ago, my content still holds up pretty good. But like the current gen spies are just, I don't even know what's going on. They're crazy how far they push that game.
I might have, it just sounds interesting. I might have to check it out or something.
Interesting. I feel like TFT, or I guess it's not even TFT, Team Fortress 2. I feel like that game is way more popular for like Brits and Aussies than it is in the US nowadays.
Yeah, I think so. There's so many Aussie content creators on Team Fortress 2. I have no idea
Yeah.
why.
Weird.
I don't know,
Because
because I know Soviet Wombat or Soviet Womble or whatever his name is. He loves playing that
Yeah,
game.
he's British, right?
I don't know.
Soviet
so.
Wombat. Yeah, sounds like a Brit.
Yeah.
They're all actually Russians. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
He's
Team
like
Fortress
British
2 is classic game. Awesome game. Anyway, so Dark and Darker content. You said you started the content, what you said in the playtest or
Playtest 3.
playtest 3?
Latest 3,
Nice.
I was rogue player, and then I started playing Wizard.
Oh,
This is
started
when
on the
Wizard was
dark
like
side.
super fun. It like in crypts when you were like invising, hasting backline, and just like
Oh, yeah.
magic missile in the backline. Like those were some good days.
Hmm.
It felt like the most skill expressive class at the time. And then the longsword came out, and I was like, oof, this takes some grinding. So
Yeah.
I started grinding, man, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
how long did it take you? Because I'll do it for like 2 hours, and then I get a little fed up because I'm just terrible.
you have to be okay with dying, or it's good, or you'll never make any progress with the longsword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't take like 1 month. I made my first montage, and that's like boomer hours. I'm playing like after work.
Mm.
So
Boomer hours.
yeah.
True.
Not even getting 40 hours a week in the game. Jeez.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Shame.
That's the dream.
It's when me and the other casuals log on, like after 6 p.m.
Yeah.
You hear their kid in the background. I'll be right there.
That's some boomer hour right there. Yeah. So longsword, I think it's the coolest thing in the game. Having skill expression is awesome. Obviously, there's other ways to express skill, like the wizard class in itself, sure. But when it comes to just like a weapon itself, damn, the longsword just stands out big time. Do you think that Dark and Darker needs more weapons and items like the longsword? Do you think that it's a must for the game? Like, what is your philosophy and thoughts around skill expression with items like that?
Yeah, we need more like melee mechanics and like interesting things like the longsword, but not like a straight up copy. Like there may be a parry, but like not just a counterattack. Maybe like a dagger that like lets you lunge back or stab and lunge back or something movement related. I don't know.
Interesting.
But like I think the melee needs a lot of work. The longsword is the only kind of fun way I think melee functions in the game for me right now. So, and it's just completely overshadowed by a lot of range. So
Yeah.
when I play longsword, I have like a no range rule, like hard rule, just 'cause I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah,
Well, like,
I
no
Yeah, I would
crossbow,
say
no
right
axes.
now. Oh, go ahead.
I just said what, like no crossbow, no axes?
Yeah, never.
Mm.
wow. Not even like
How do you feel
a
about,
crossbow to like pull an enemy that you can like pull across the room to pull toward another player to kill.
You got torches. You got torches for that.
Wow.
True.
Okay. All
Hey
right.
guys, yeah.
Respect. Good for you. Yeah, the range meta kind of blows when you go in and it's just like two
Yeah.
dudes throwing Francisca axes. You know, there's a 4-foot gap in between them, and they're too scared to get close. So it's just this the whole time. That's not good. And I'll say that
No.
over
Well,
and over again. Yeah.
I think that's a good point because he brought it up. I mean, like the only real like melee mechanic in the game right now is like timing and distance. It's like who can time their swing with their distance and then back the fuck up or like
That's
just
right.
wombo you because they got you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
A lot of like stats. I mean, there is like definitely skill in the melee in the movement. The movement's really fluid. The hitboxes are really good. I think that's part of what makes the combat so fun. Even like
Yeah.
turning your side and taking a limb shot can be the difference between like winning and losing a fight. But there's just like it's just overshadowed right now by franny spam and super safe high damage options.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. And more people are running survival bow now too. Just like more arrows, less time reloading, more. I can apply more pressure. Who cares about damage? I just need to start chipping, because eventually that guy's going to try to push me, and then he's going to with 10% health, and then at that point I just need to whack him once and it's over. Well, survival bow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been running the Pavise, kind of memeing with it. I got I call it tech. We do like fresh tech every day, but the Pavise trap. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah.
You can
Definitely used it once too. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, you lock them between the Pavise and the door as they push, and they're just stuck. They have to like. The best thing they can do there is smash the Pavise down. I think Grey Pavise is like 2 hits.
Or turn around and open the door, but then you're
But they're
exposed.
stuck. They gotta open a door for like, it depends what class they are. Like
Yeah.
a rogue probably get away with it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty dirty. I showed a couple friends and we got into some normals and I showed them after I saw your video. And my one buddy was like, "This is fucking dumb. I can't believe this. How is this a thing?" And the game was like, "It's the mechanics." It's like, "This sucks. I'm trapped in between a door and a Pavise." I'm like, "That's okay." It's actually one thing in the game I'm not upset about.
He is one of the very few people to be in that situation. I feel like.
It sounds like a
Unless they're in
skill
this
issue.
game. Like you're a very, very rare statistic there, dude.
Yeah.
Be honored.
Yeah. I mean, he's a decent player. He's okay, but his
Oh,
rant was hilarious.
Giving him shit.
He should give him
It was
shit.
me, guys. No.
I'm bad.
Okay, so currently we are locked out of all the maps except for Crypts, which is fine for now as we wait for the wipe in the next season. But what is your favorite map, Mr. Suki? Are you a goblin boy? Do you like the ice caverns? Do you actually prefer duos or trios and bossing, and we just don't see that in the videos? Or like, what's your bag? Are you a ruins guy? Probably not.
All right.
Oh,
So
no.
I used to be ruins all day, and when Ice Caverns came out, man, I love that map.
So
it's
good.
just
Yeah.
when you could play it solos and everyone was playing it and you were like fighting over the gold pile, that was peak.
I loved it.
And then I don't really boss, but I've been learning bossing. I can't remember why, but I went to the Goblin Caves, which I usually hate that map, but it's kind of fun just to like parry the bosses.
Yeah,
You
I
should
was
change your
gonna
pace.
say as a longswords, then wouldn't you just own the bosses?
Maybe yeah. After like 100 tries and deaths, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you learn it.
I did about 6 myself before I gave up. It's too hard. I'd watch the video and then tab back in, run into the I'd die first swing. I don't get it.
I remember
Yeah,
that
it was
stream
awesome.
and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Jay would literally pull up the YouTube video He'd be standing in the boss room in game, pull up the video, watch it, minimize the video,
yeah.
and then try to copy it, and immediately get dumpstered 4 seconds in, and it was so
Well,
fucking
dude, it's
funny.
like in the video, he swings this way, and then the second I walk up, no, he swings like a complete opposite direction.
Oh, it was so funny.
I don't know, bro.
It was good
Yeah,
stuff.
that was
No
my
guides.
experience. I think like 30 deaths, and then I got it on lock. But that's
Yeah,
a lot
true,
of
bro.
that's, you know, that's like 2 days if you're on boom hours, you know.
That's a lot of
Yeah,
gray
bro.
longswords too. Yeah.
Yeah, that weaponsmith man, he's got all my money.
He's
Yeah.
raking it in.
You know what would be amazing, and I think you could pull it off, is a solo, probably in norms, but a solo warlord kill. You could totally take that
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker down with parry.
I've-
You could do it.
It's tough. I'm practicing that, getting it a little bit, but I think Sparky is gonna do it first. That's like his goal right now. He's been streaming that.
Oh yeah.
But it's a lot of RNG, like whether you even get the warlord.
Yeah.
yeah.
You could do a whole night and just never
Huge
see
time
him.
sink.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
What if there? Okay, this is a crazy tangent and just sidebar. But what if there was something you could activate or do in the crypts that would affect which boss spawned down in hell instead of just random? Like, what if you could start some ritual that summons the Ghost King, or you, I don't know, unleash a phylactery that unleashes the Lich down in hell, or you accidentally trigger a cursed room that encourages the warlord to come out or something like that. Do you think that'd be cool? Do you think that'd
that
work?
would be. I think that would work really well. I think it'd be an incentive to fight over as well. If
Yeah,
players
exactly.
Yeah.
want certain bosses, then they have to fight for that.
Point of interest,
Make
right?
Could,
Yeah.
could be a gold sink too if it's like an item you need or whatever.
And then if no one does anything, then it's just randomized, right? But if you like want to
Yeah.
force a boss, I think that'd be cool.
It would
work.
be nice for the questing, for sure. Though.
Donnie, when was the last
Yeah, I
time you
would
killed
say, dude, last wipe. Like,
a boss?
I mean,
Poor Donnie.
I haven't played. I
Damn,
haven't played
dude.
boss
You say
in so
last
long.
wipe? That was like 4 months ago, dude.
I just don't boss. Like I play solo. You know what I
Crazy.
mean?
Yeah.
And when I do, I mean, and this one especially, like when I did play with teams, I mean, it was like let's just go farm AP, and
Right.
you know, I don't want to die to the boss and lose 800 AP. So
35 minutes.
Did you get
Yeah.
demigod, Suki?
Yeah, I put it off for the longest time. I think when the
Yeah.
ranked first came out, that weekend, like, boom, got to Pathfinder, was like, got the skin unlocked, cool. Don't really care about doing that because it was a lot of smashing boxes.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then they showed the rewards, and I was like, oh man, I gotta do
You
this.
see that cape?
But,
You got to get that cape, dude. I needed
I'm-
it.
I'm wondering if the cape will have like a glow effect. If like you'll be visible in shadows.
Must
I can
be.
see it happening.
Like a shimmer
it's-
of the stars or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you won't be able to use it.
You know what's kind of funny?
who cares? The
You know
swag
the,
is worth it.
You know the rest
Yeah.
emote coffee cup when you sit there and like whenever you sit down in game and you drink the coffee?
Yeah.
I swear to you, people have seen me in the dark because the steam coming from the cup,
Oh yeah.
and then
dude.
come and kill me. So I had to take it off.
Right,
I was like, these motherfuckers are catching me on a coffee break. I cannot afford to do this anymore because I'm not that great at the game. So if I'm losing on a coffee break, that's just not good. I'd rather lose in battle.
You guys should hear
Right.
Soma off stream rage when this man dies. He's like,
For real?
"Fuck!"
Well, sometimes I can rage. Sometimes
It's-
I rage.
it's-
Yeah.
It was definitely worse when we were first playing Dark and Darker. He's definitely gotten a lot better. And it's not like the man would go on like rants for minutes and minutes, but he'd have 10 seconds of just pure anger. Just fuck, I fucking hate dying. And you're like, you're flashback to like your dad yelling about you not doing the
That's
trash. You're like,
exactly what it
"Ah!"
was. Yeah, it was flashbacks. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, flashbacks for sure. No, I mean, I think a game as hard as Dark and Darker, like a Dark Souls, I think it's almost meant to extract rage out of you
Oh,
at,
yeah.
at some point, you know? I think
I
it's
mean-
hilarious.
Discord and Reddit. Look what's going on in there, bro.
Dark and
They're
Darker
pissed about some,
definitely-
dude.
I will
you
say
know?
this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying because they're always like mad about some.
Oh, the community.
It's
well,
got to be
that's
the
just
game, you know,
gamers.
game making everyone angry.
That's just gamers. Gamers are
Yeah.
ragers, dude. It's true.
Like when I die in Tarkov randomly, it's more depression. I'm just like, ah, god damn it! Like that guy was just sitting there and shot me. But when I die
Yep.
in Dark and Darker, it's usually some dude is just juiced and just walks right through me. And I'm like, or like I fuck up. You know, most of the times it's because I fuck up.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
so much more mad in Dark and Darker.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some games I play, I don't give a shit. I'm like, oh, I died. Okay, on to the next. And then there's certain games, especially games with gear, when you've earned something, and then you die to like, I don't know, a dragonfly spitting poison on you at the wrong time when you're running away from a guy that's dumpstering you, and you see the poison tick you out. You're like, come on, I lost my purple longsword to that. Of course you're gonna get pissed.
DayZ is the one game with like a weird paradox, because if you have really good gear and you die like, you know, beginning, middle of your session, you're like, ah, fuck, like you're so pissed off. You're like, I worked so hard to get here. But if you're on like a 10, 12-hour DayZ session and you die with like giga gear, you're mad. Don't get me wrong. But there's a party that's like, free.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Make me play anymore.
Yeah, whenever you have like fully bissed out stuff in DayZ, NVGs, you got the vest on, you've got a sniper rifle, a fully kitted out silenced M4, you're a god in the server running around doing everything. When you do finally die, it's like, oh, I get to play the game again.
Right. Yeah, you get to go have
I get
fun
to
again.
start on the beach and start from scratch and loot up band-aids again. Like, this is good. This is actually a good thing. But you're right. Halfway through, when you're only half kitted and you're 4 or 5 hours in and you die, it's like all that progression.
So
gone.
mad. You're so
Yeah,
mad.
it's such a paradox. Yeah.
It's because you find like a few good things, you know, a few good paths to like work on, and then you're like, fuck.
Exactly.
Get close.
That's exactly right.
It's stressful though. You're like running through a forest, but you got to check every tree line, every angle.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah,
too much stress.
especially-
You do that for hours on end. You're doing nothing, but like you got to be so vigilant.
Yeah.
I don't
Were you
know.
a
My
DayZ
favorite
guy?
thing-
2,000 hours. I'm running through the woods. I'm not looking
Yeah.
anymore. If I die, I die, bro.
I agree with you. My favorite thing about DayZ though is you'll play that game. You'll have like a fat session at DayZ, especially if you're playing like a hardcore server where you're trying to run through the whole experience. You'll have like an 8-hour session at DayZ, and you know, whenever it ends, you'll be like, I just spent 8 hours neglecting my real self, but taking every like bit of my concentration to take care of my 3D model guy. Yet I
Yep.
haven't drank water in like 6 hours, or I haven't stood up.
Yeah.
You're on your 14th steak of the session, yeah, before
Yeah.
you realize they eat.
Exactly.
So-
You're like, this guy's kind of cold. Let's warm up. Meanwhile, you're like fucking eyes are red. You're burning. You're like,
Your sciatic is like kicking in. Yeah, totally.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, my guy can run a marathon in game, but a flight of stairs takes me out in real life. Yeah, it's not good.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Suki, did you play DayZ?
Yeah, man. I played. I didn't play the standalone, but I played the mods quite a lot when it first came out.
Nice.
So hype. It
Hell yeah.
was good.
Arma
good,
2
good
DayZ mod.
times.
Mwah. So good back in the day. Yeah, I miss those early DayZ days. It was super
Good
fun.
times.
Yeah.
I wish I was there.
You missed out, bro. You missed
That
out.
would have been. I feel like that was like the golden era DayZ, like in the PUBG and all that.
I
It
used
was
to play
definitely an amazing time, yeah.
DayZ mod on a laptop. I would borrow my
Oof.
mom's laptop. That's all I had. You know,
Did it
I'm not
feel
buying
like
you a
the
computer.
surface of the sun an hour in? Like that
Listen,
laptop
yeah,
had to get hot.
You made sacrifices when you were like 14. All right, I would play DayZ mod on
True.
the laptop, and I would get like 25 frames. And like when you had frames, your guy would run like slower. So whenever I was running with a big group, I would have to look down at the ground, like where my guy was running, to get like 50 frames. And I would be like, I don't know, keep up, guys. Tell me we're turning left.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Sacrifices. It was so worth it though.
All right, so predictions. We have an update probably coming soon. We have a new season, a wipe. Do you think we're going to see Druid? What do you guys think?
I hope so. If it's ready.
I was saying this morning, it's a little weird that it's not on the test server, but I get it. Hopefully, maybe because they don't want people to sweat on it and be like crazy good when they drop it. That might be my cope guess, though.
Are you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
okay with like the League of Legends balance? Where, you know, every time League of Legends drops a new hero, that hero's just busted for like a month. Are you guys cool with that, or would you prefer them to drop it and be like perfectly balanced?
I think it's impossible to balance before it's dropped and in the hands of really skilled players. Because let's be real here. There's probably really talented players at Iron Mace that are really good at the game they're making. But the nerds outside of the company around the world, there's way better players, right? There's gods. And you need those gods and crazy no-lifers to really test stuff out. You need those people.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the problem is
Sure.
those guys, whenever they get done playing Druid, they're like, all right, let's go back and keep developing the game, guys.
Oh, shit.
Meanwhile, you got Jay. Oh, what's up?
We have a rare SDF in chat.
Oh,
A
shit.
training feature. Hello, SDF. A training feature will appear next season, and multi-classing will be updated during the season.
Boo.
Ooh.
Wow, so we're finally going to see
Ooh.
training. Okay,
Hot
nice.
drop. Dude, we need the SDF soundboard. The thank you for playing Dark and Darker.
Yeah,
Ooh.
did anyone ever record that for your channel?
I
I-
could probably. Yeah,
No,
get
I
it.
feel like it would have been rude, personally.
You think
That's
you
like
would?
that's
do
an
it.
amazing moment. I don't know. I thought that was cool.
I feel weird about it. I don't know. I just didn't do it.
Oh, like people would meme on it disrespectfully.
Um,
Well, yeah, it's the internet. So people would
Or,
fucking
I
spin
don't know.
anything wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
No, you're right. Actually, you can't trust people online.
I did this with Repose, like Repose's laugh I had as like a sound channel redeem. And I thought it was funny, and then when like an hour in, I was like, damn, I feel terrible. Cause like I didn't want
It's just
him to
mocking
think
this
bad of
man.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't want SDF to like
Yeah.
think bad of it. Cause it is, you're kind of, it's just rude. That's it.
I see that.
Okay.
He did say he's curious about your expectations and concerns about multiclassing though.
Yes. Okay. Expectations and concerns about multi-classing. Well, right off the bat, I expect it to shake things up in a extremely significant way. I think it's going to break the game in some ways in terms of balancing, but I think everyone kind of agrees with that, right? Like, there's going to
It's gonna
be
completely break the game, but that's okay.
yes, it's going to be hard to
Ye-
balance. Imagine like a fighter with rogue abilities or a barb with rogue abilities or I don't know. There's a ton of different examples I could bring up, but really the thing I'm worried about the most is more classes with stealth, more landmines,
Sure.
a barb, and I don't mean like an invispot landmine, but like a barbarian that can take 10 steps and hide and stealth and then come out and chop you in that with a felling axe. That scares me. Stuff like that does.
Maybe there is a barbarian in the world who turns into a demon while double jumping with a longbow.
That
You
is
can't
what I
joke
mean.
like that, bro.
See, that's what I'm
You
talking
can't
about.
joke like these are literally our nightmares.
This is what I mean. That sounds. First of all, it sounds fun as hell.
This kind of unbelievable.
Does that not sound fun though? Besides the longbow, I'm not a fan of ranged. I like the melee, but
Yeah,
a
it's
double
fine until
jumping,
the longbow.
yeah,
Yeah.
double jumping demon. That alone is scary as hell, dude.
But in regards to the balance, I think it's inevitable. So I don't think it matters how balanced things are when it drops. To be honest,
Hmm.
it will be a shit show.
Yeah.
I don't see how it doesn't. But that kind of just depends. Like, how are they going to multi-class? Like, are you going to get the perks and skills? Who knows? There's like a bunch of different ways they could implement it, right? So
Yes,
That's
I mean,
good.
Suki, do you have any thoughts on multi-classing, balancing, concerns, anything like that? Excited about it?
Well, I share the concerns. It's going to be the Wild West out there, but I think it's going to be good because right now, just from my perspective, Longsword's like tied to some really OP builds. We're tied to PDR fighters with the Falchion. We're tied to Slayer fighters. So to like when those classes get nerfed, Longsword will get like hit by the shrapnel, So
Hmm.
like to have this like multi-classing, I think it's going to open up unique playstyles, and I think for
Sure.
Longsword bros, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's fair. A long swordsman with double jump and weak point or something like that.
I was trying to think like what would be best for Longsword, but I have no idea.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
The barbarian perk where you just go nude. That sounds pretty good.
I do
so
think most importantly, I might agree with some of the people in chat. Like, it'll be fun as fuck.
it's gonna
It's
be fun.
just, like a month or 2 or 3 or 4 down the road, it will fall into cesspool metaslave. But I think that's just
Yeah.
inevitable as well.
I think that time frame is generous. Give it a week.
Yeah,
Everyone will
maybe
be running the same stuff. Give it one YouTube video, and everyone's running it.
Okay, here's a question though:
That's
is
okay.
multi-classing both skills and perks, or will it just be perks? Does it make sense to have both?
Yeah. Because it's not really much of a multi-class if you can't really
Okay.
mix them. I think
Hmm.
isn't multi. Okay, so I guess I know it's not straight from D&D, but D&D multi-classing, like you can just do kind of whatever, right?
You can multi-class more than two
Intertwine
classes.
however you want. Yeah,
Yeah, you can
but
have
you can
multiple,
kind of
multiple,
build it
multiple
how
classes.
you want. Is kind of like my
Yeah.
question, right?
Yeah.
Just you have like total freedom for it. So
Pretty much.
I
yeah.
think that would be nice to have if they're going to implement.
Now
it.
there's stat requirements. So if you're like a
Yes,
certain kind of character and you want to become a cleric, for instance, you got to have a certain score for wisdom, or you're not wise enough to be a cleric or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So yeah, that's like interesting if they could work that in somehow. So you couldn't be a fighter cleric with, or let's say a barb cleric with 5 knowledge and still have 2 heals or whatever, right? Like you might have to have 15 to even get to use the cleric spells or something.
Or for instance, fighter. It clearly says in the description of fighter that they can't cast spells. They're not magical at all. So what happens if I'm multi-class with wizard? Sorry, I got something wrong with my throat.
Yeah.
How would that work? Like it literally says fighters can't cast spells. So what if I get spell memory 1 and wizard spells?
Well, that would beg, like, does that mean you can't use smite then? Because that's pretty magical. You can't use ice shield. That's kind of magical,
Right.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So if you guys recall, SDF and Terrence were on the podcast a few weeks back, and they did bring up how they kind of want multi-classing to go, and that was the prestige system. Do you guys remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, so do you know about this, Suki?
No.
All right, so essentially, they said that once you get to level 20, remember like old school Call of Duty when you got max level, you could prestige and start from scratch to get new emblems?
Yep.
All right, so they're going to have it, at least this is what was said before, maybe it's changed. But they said essentially when you hit level 20, you have the option to prestige and start over from scratch. And when you do that, you get a batch of random perks and skills from another class.
This is kind of like what Hunt Showdown's doing, I think.
What do
You
they
have
do?
your hunter, and it's like permadeath. If it dies, you lose the hunter. But if you like prestige, I think you can like keep some perks and kind of build off that.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
similar.
it's like I prestige as a barbarian, I get lucky and it unlocks like a few rogue perks and abilities or something, or like a couple of abilities and like a couple of perks, and I can choose to use them or not. I can shake up my build or not. And then when I get to level 20 again, I can prestige again. I don't know if you lose the other class's abilities and perks to switch it out for something new. I don't know if there's more than one class you can multi-class into. That's all unknown. But I think that's a pretty fucking cool system. I think it gives level 20 meaning, first of all, which is great because hitting level 20 in D&D with the actual Dungeons and Dragons game, I'm so sorry about my throat. I don't know what's going on. Is a feat in itself. It's super hard. Like most campaigns don't get past like level 12. When you hit level 20 in Dungeons and Dragons, you're fighting gods and shit. Like you're like giant, gargantuan monsters, and you're going to different planes of existence and like changing time. Like it gets pretty wild. So in Dark and Darker, level 20's got to mean something, I think prestiging I think it's actually kind of sick. But we have to see how it plays out. Like, are you only getting 1 or 2 perks? And you have to, like, what if you get hidden pockets or something, or like pickpocket as a fighter, but you don't have stealth? That would suck. You're like, oh, let's
I
level
don't know if it should be random.
Like random
Honestly.
perks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do you hit level 20 and then maybe you like get to pick like rogue, fighter, or barbarian if you're like a cleric or whatever, and you get to choose the class, and then it gives you perks? Or like, what do you guys think would be the best system?
I think you should be able to pick a class and then pick what you want from the class.
And you only get a
And your
couple of
base
options?
class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
well,
see.
someone earlier said something like skill points. So even if it was like a talent, like a talent point from WoW, where you can only allocate so much stuff. I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. We still only allowed 4 perks, and then like 2 actives.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
I would say so.
What would be a combination that would just be absolutely disgusting?
Well, Katie just said in chat, I like the random aspect personally. Me too, because it's almost unlimited replayability. whenever you choose the meta build, no, if I just get to choose the absolute best thing, I want stealth and double jump, and I want to use a felling axe and barbarian and have shadow runner and all this shit. People are just gonna pick that kind of stuff. But if it is a grind to 20, which it's not that hard to get to level 20. Let's be real here. You get to level 20, and then it's randomized. You don't know what you're gonna get, and you're like, oh man, this prestige run I got robbed. Let's go to 20 again. Let's play again. And then the next time you prestige, what if you get like a couple of things you actually really like? But maybe you could prestige again and like tweak it a little bit more and like make it better. I think people would keep playing and playing on that treadmill. But I think if you just give the player the choice to choose the most OP meta thing, it actually would limit people from continuing to try to play and explore new things. That's just my opinion.
I just think it's bad because it punishes like a casual. Like, what about the guy who doesn't play a lot?
What,
he just
like
gets a shit run, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the gameplay, the core game,
and then he goes
like,
again, and he gets a shit run, and then he goes to sleep, and he wakes up, and he goes to work, and he comes back, and he goes again, he gets a third shit run. You know, there's gonna be people out there that get like 8 shit runs in a row. You know what I mean?
I'll be that guy.
Maybe like a mix.
Yeah, I just don't think it'd be fun. I think it's a lot more fun when you get to pick. I get what you're saying though about like replayability, but I think that's like a cheap way to do it. You know, I think people are gonna meta regardless. And like Jay said, you're just hurting the casual because there's gonna be some sweater out there who's gonna
they're gonna meta regardless. I think is a very important statement.
Yeah, that's
That's every game ever. I think, and yeah. You can slow it down, but that's not gonna stop it or whatever.
Interesting.
So you might as well
Suki?
let people have some fun, I think.
What's that?
It'll be fun. I mean, you know, if you get to pick too, like perks change with different hotfixes. So, you know, let people grind for new perks. I think it'll change up.
Suki, you awake?
I'm still here, man.
Just checking.
So yeah, no, the metas are gonna meta, and I feel like the casuals, they kind of need the meta to like play the game a lot of times. So it's
Like
like
they need guidance?
to gatekeep that from them. Yeah, they need the strongest stuff because they don't have the time to like get good. And
where does this stop though? Is my question. You know what I mean? Like, could I multi-class with every class? And unlike, let's say I just had all fucking day to play the game. Could I technically unlock every perk? You know? Or can I only unlock so many perks?
There would be a cap.
There's gotta be a cap. If you could just keep prestiging and unlock everything and just literally just Mr. Potato Head, whatever you want, that would be insane.
Like I'm just a wizard with like barbarian base stats.
Yeah, a fighter with like Iron Will, and you're just like PDR'd and magic resisted out to the ass. 80%, 80%.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
That's gonna happen.
100%. Yeah. That's like the first I would bet go to for like half the population because they all play fucking fighter.
Everyone,
like,
that's true.
Man, I can stop dying to wizards.
SDF,
now how do I die?
SDF, if you're still here, is fighter still the #1 class that's played? Out of curiosity,
gotta be.
I would assume so, right?
Especially now,
yeah. All right, so another prediction: are we gonna see Ice Abyss, Ice Caverns Hell?
This soon? I doubt it.
Fair enough.
I don't think so.
I'd rather see Ice Village, to be honest with you.
I can't wait for that. I'm super stoked.
I'd rather have that first than Ice Hell.
Well, up is more, right? Bigger map, you go up rather than down. Smaller maps, and take that.
I mean, you know, start Ice Village, then go to Ice Cave. I think I'd be cool with that.
Where's the dragon going to be? On the 3rd floor, or is he the middle one?
I hope he's on top, dude.
He's Ice Abyss. The Wyvern is Ice Abyss.
Yeah, they said a Wyvern.
Ravaging the village like a real dragon should. Wyvern. Yeah.
Ice Wyvern's going to be sick. I have a feeling the Ice Wyvern is just going to absolutely clap everyone's cheeks hard.
I hope so. You know, I hope he's flying up above, bro. You know, he just slips in.
Oh, if he's flying in a giant abyss cavern.
Yeah.
What?
And wait,
like, you know, like that's what I want in the Ice Village.
What'd you say?
Okay.
That's what, you know, like little like Eskimo guys, you know, like the yeah, I want like zombie Eskimos.
Like people in a big fur coat? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Aren't they like the safest people from a zombie apocalypse? Like, they have no contact with anyone.
So.
Like, how did that happen?
Well,
Don't the dead bodies freeze anyways? How do they become zombies?
Oh, a Yeti would be cool. A Yeti in the ice village. Be tight. As like
there's gonna be like there's got to be like ice wolves, just like in
They
the
better not.
caverns. They'll have wolves up there and shit.
Yeah, listen, Iron Man, you better not give me some fucking snow cockatrice, you motherfuckers, all right? I don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
Can't bit me.
it's funny. All right, so we've been going 45 minutes. We said we wouldn't go super long, but let's at least go for like at least another 30 minutes, if that's okay, and do Q&A. That works.
Sure.
And if Suki, if you're like feeling good, and I know you got to go to work in like 5 hours, so okay, let's do like 20-30 minutes of Q&A, and then we'll let you go to bed. That work for
I'm
you?
feeling good, man. We go as long as we need. It's all good. The
Like, I
beans,
have to
they
go-
can wait.
Love
I have
it.
to go back to
you
the
go.
bean factory. No.
The people need their
He work-
beans.
He works for like a Willy Wonka type dude who's making just crazy bean meat.
That's hilarious.
You know way
Bean
too
meat.
much.
All right, folks, Q&A. Lay it on us. Questions, concerns, comments, thoughts, predictions, wishes. You want to gripe about something, bitch about something, compliment us, compliment my growing antler. It's up to you. Choice is
You're
yours.
just multi-classing, bro. With a warlock on the uniform.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Ice Wyvern with a Skelly Mage that rides it. Oh shit! What? Yeah. What if there was like a two-phase boss? Like there's a
Ooh,
mounted
all down
enemy,
for
and
that.
like you have to kill the mount, and then the guy jumps off the dead mount, and then you have to defeat him next. Damn, that would be sick.
like Dark Souls shit right there. Dude.
Yes, that sounds so cool.
I want a Dark Souls cutscene when I start the boss fight.
Oh.
I don't. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But cool music,
be
cool
nice.
like badass boss music would be sick.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, boss music would fit. That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. As soon
Oh,
as
you're already immersed in there. Might as well give it to give me all of it.
no, you're right.
You
Yeah.
guys
As
not
soon
play
as
with music when you play? Because I'm pumping DMB like every time. Just
Hell,
charging
Really?
fights. Yeah, sound is like overrated, man.
what a madman.
you sound like
Yeah.
a fighter player.
Imagine how good you would be
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you were listening to the sounds of war and not drum and bass.
You can hear the game's loud enough, man. It's fine.
When you get jumped loot in the chest, you're just like, oh, who's that?
Ooh.
Huh?
But I'm
badass.
psyched up. I just 180 parry, man. You know.
I kind of get
That's
that.
true.
Like I'll listen to a podcast sometimes when I'm playing by myself.
I don't. Never.
Alright.
Only when I
Just-
pickpocket, I'll be jamming. But
Yeah.
Anders Sternen said, how did you grow such a magnificent zit? Talked about it when we first started, but I used one of those like face masks that you put on, like it like exfoliates your skin and like moisturizes it. I put one on the other night, and when I took it off and wiped my face and went to bed, I woke up with this thing growing on my head. It must have activated some shit in my skin. I don't know, but it fucking hurts. It's like the pressure, and it's ridiculous. Okay, do you think gold should be harder to obtain? From Big Papa John. Do you think gold should be harder to obtain, thus making gold gear harder to obtain? Could grind mining at level 1 rogue on runes at last wipe real 50k? I don't know what that means. The question is good though. Do you think gold and gold gear should be harder to obtain?
yes,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's a
probably.
little. Were we talking about this last podcast? Gold gear? I can't remember. I feel like I've talked about it a lot. I just feel like it's just too cringe to have like an item that just owns in that slot and it's just significantly better than all other items. I don't like that personally. It's different with artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Like your Fulgore should be insane compared to my legendary one, but
I agree. I also, I've been advocating for a self-found mode where you create your character and you choose, do you want to be able to trade or not? I still wish that was an option, but I actually do not like the flea market. I
Really?
don't. I don't like that
Why?
I can just take, I don't like that I can grind up a bunch of gold and then go buy a bunch of gold this and just slap it on and go in. I actually don't like that. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine.
you could have done that anyway.
Yeah.
So
Okay, sure,
You've
but
done it
it
for
would
forever.
take hours and hours and hours in the old system. Now I can just go to the flea market and just like scroll through some pages really quick, buy what I like, and in like a fraction of the time from the old market,
Sure.
from the old trading channel. Sorry, it's not flea market. It's marketplace. But you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Speaking
I'm
of
not
flea
a fan.
market, I mean, you know, I think marketplace probably does a very different thing in Dark and Darker versus EFT because there's like a bunch of trade items and quest items and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they had to limit a lot of like the really high end loot in Tarkov off the flea market just because it was too broken. People would be buying it.
Yeah, I think it is
Yeah.
too broken. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot. Like I said, a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but maybe the fix is just limiting like how crazy of gear you can actually sell. Maybe that would make it better. I don't know, but I don't know. If there was a self-found mode, I would only ever play that. But I know that I'm in the minority there. So
I love solo self-found hardcore.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Great
I-
game mode,
I
but we
actually-
can't do it.
Makes
I
it
think
makes
you're
it
a
more fun.
majority, Soma.
Really?
I think if you were to poll like the entire dad player base, if that was a thing, I bet a lot of people will go SSF.
Yeah,
But we
okay,
split the
but-
player base, right? That's the
let
problem
me
right
let me
now.
be clear about something. Like whenever I say like solo self-found or self-found, I mean like you can still go in with a duo or trio and your buddies and find stuff and throw it on the
Yeah.
ground for them and stuff like that. Like of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course. But so I just wanted to be clear about that. And if
I
there
will
was a
say this.
self-found thing, there would need to be some sort of shared stash or a way to trade between your characters. I think that'd be important, and to some degree.
Man.
But I'll say this: the majority of the dad player base right now is fucking hardcores. I mean, the people that still play this game daily. So I think, yeah, they would probably all be down for solo self-found. But I think once you try to get more of a bigger audience, a bigger casual audience, probably not. Most people probably wouldn't be down for it.
Don't think so.
No, because I mean, if you play this game daily right now, I mean, you're probably on the spectrum somewhere. Like you enjoy this thing, you know, you're hardcore.
No. Yeah, that's why I don't say solo self-found. I just say self-found. And if you're in a group, yeah, you have to allow a player to throw something down for a buddy. I think that goes in with self-found. That's why I don't say solo self-found, because there's duos and
Yeah.
trios in the game.
That's just a given.
That's a given,
anyways.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
I know that
Truly.
that particular scenario is not solo self-found. That's why I just call it self-found. But anyway, one above all NW brought up something about a PvE mode to learn the game or something like that. Obviously, we've talked about this many times that a PvE only mode sucks. Hell no. But I think one thing that's super important, and in my opinion is one of the most important things that Iron Mace should consider and really work on, is new player experience and dealing with and Timmy's shit. Like, I know that sounds like cringe to some people who are really good, but this is a product and they're
Yeah.
trying to sell copies of the video game and retain players so that they hopefully spend more money on a skin or something, right? Like it's a business, right?
Harleytron just said in chat, SDF just said training mode coming. I mean, that's huge for Timmy's.
Yeah, but
That's
training
enormous.
mode is like
Ye-
what they call talents. Training.
Yeah.
The training
There's
tree. Like, I'm
Oh.
training to be
thing
better
here.
with swords. Not
Oh.
I'm training.
I
to-
thought he meant like, okay.
Yeah, so like
No.
in WoW would be called the talent tree. Like in Dark and Darker, they call it training. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm stupid. But they should do that still. They should do like a practice mode where you can just hop with your buddies and slap each other. I think that'd be good.
Like Guildhall shit like
I mean-
we've covered.
Yeah, dude, think about, I mean, I challenge you. Find somebody that has not played Dark and Darker, have them download the game and try to run them through a raid right now on like a trios, like with another guy. It is awful. It's like fucking D-Day Beach, dude. Like it's bad. They need a way for people to catch up quickly in my
There's
opinion.
a lot to learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
When we all like started playing as well, we were all new. And
Right.
now
Yeah.
the only people left are like the sweats. So the PvP experience for new players is, yeah, it's
It's
Just
hard.
new player experience in general is just tough. Like
yeah. Oh yeah, even the
Yeah.
PvE when you're first starting.
I mean, brutal, extremely hard games. There is a market. I mean, just look at From Software, right? They have upended the philosophy around difficulty, right? Which is amazing. Dark and Darker, though, in particular, I do think Iron Mace should really consider it. I think it's going to be important. I think they need to figure that out before they launch on Steam. Someone said in chat, go back on Steam. They need to release on Steam. I don't think so, not yet. I think if they did right now, it'd be a mistake. Obviously, they want to make money. It's a business, right? I get that. But you have to be strategic. You got to be strategic. And if your new player experience is bad, that equals refunds, which equals loss of revenue. So that's the way I look at it.
yeah, I mean think of what happens to every like hardcore PvP game. there's like a bunch of people that go, "Oh, that was the best thing ever. Too bad the server shut down." Because they just didn't have enough newbies. You need casuals. You need Timmies in there to enjoy themselves.
And they need to have a chance. Like a Timmy and Tarkov can get a Mosin and take out a big juicy boy. That's important.
Exactly.
That's
He
important.
finds the right ammo. Yeah.
That's important.
It keeps it fun. And also, like, if you just want to hop on Tarkov and have fun, you can just throw some shit together. And if you got decent aim, you can make something happen. Like, it doesn't matter what they're wearing. So,
I'll
they need to
say the
find a way to-
longsword is the Mosin in Dark and Darker. It's got that
Yeah.
punching up power. If you can just point it in the air, spin around. Hey, maybe you get lucky. Maybe you head on him.
I agree in a way. Yeah. I mean,
You
it's
know, it's funny you guys said that because I was thinking, just a shit take is, I think normals made me feel like gear is kind of just awful in this game, just a little bit.
I've been
Really?
preaching
So-
norms for a while. The gear disparity, the gear gap makes the game like punishing in a way that can sometimes be unfun.
the thing I
Oh.
don't like about norms, though, is that it favors certain classes like fighter. Because if you're in like
Yes.
full like
That's-
grays and whites and fighter, like you will slap people in normals.
That's
It's obviously imbalanced.
Yeah.
The base
Yeah.
is imbalanced, obviously, but it's much more close, right?
Yeah.
But what made me realize this is just like I was trying to like I honestly just wanted to like chill. As much as I love sweating, I don't really sweat that much anymore. But I kind of just been like wanting to be a little more chill with the gaming and not have to like try so hard and just kind of enjoy it. And I realized I'm just getting ran down when I'm playing high roller. And I'll just stop. You know, the second I see them open the door in gold cape, and I'm like, this is my second run on my I'm not buying anything character, and I see the gold cape, I just stop because I know I'm like, statistically I got a 0.7% chance of winning here. I'm like, yeah.
And that's if you're using PvE mobs, if you can bait them into a trap, if their weapon accidentally hits the door frame, and you only hit headshots, and your pacing and spacing is perfect. Yeah, it's hard. It's fucking hard.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it's just a shit take, I think. That was just a thought
Why
I
is
had.
that a shit take? I don't think it's a shit take. I think
Oh,
that
that's the whole
that
game though. The whole game is the gear.
yeah, but
and
it can be
collecting.
adjusted.
Yeah.
It can
Shiny.
be fixed. I think gear can easily be adjusted and fixed so that maybe the stat differential could maybe just be like 10-15% power difference between someone geared and someone not. You can do that. And then the Timmy with worse geared then has a chance, you know. It's still going to be harder, but he's going to have, you know, the ability to showcase skill and beat that guy and take his shit, you know.
I think
scaling is
Blinkington
wild.
Avenue
What'd you say?
is the. Sorry, Suki.
No, what?
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Alright.
I didn't even hear.
I was gonna
Suki.
say he might be on some. That's something I say all the time, but it's just end of life shit because everyone's just
Oh, everyone's rich.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean
end
that's
of
true too.
game cesspool.
Every wipe game, at the end of the wipe, everyone's like, this
Yeah.
game fucking sucks. And then the new wipe comes out and everyone plays it.
It falls in love
I've
again.
kind of
There was
chalked
like
up
a
the
dupe
bull.
as well for like 15 hours. So
Right.
That,
and
Multiple.
there's no
in this one
rollback
wipe.
because it's so close. Yeah. So like high roller is just unplayable when people are full biz.
Yeah.
I think Spud Hunter had a really good point that would help the game out a lot is more information. Like more information as far as when you see
Yeah.
somebody, you know how powerful they are the second you lay eyes on them. Because a lot of times when I go into high roller, I am not comfortable PvPing unless I just have the juiciest kit. If I see somebody and I kind of have like a middling kit, I'm like, I'm running away. I'm not gonna do this because I just don't know. Like I don't know what they have. I
You don't know
like,
if they're
tell just from looking.
40% PDR or 85%, and like that makes a
Yeah.
massive difference. Especially like with the longsword. You left clicking with the longsword is like a death sentence, if right in a lot of cases. So if they have
True.
that gear difference, and you left click, you're dead.
I don't know. I think I think gear needs to be adjusted. The statistics, stats on gear needs to be adjusted. If they can shrink that gap and make gear still exciting to find, but not be such a dominant force in the game, it's just the game's just going to feel so much better. But at the same time, if I do somehow get full gore, I want to dominate because I got a
And that's
fucking
fair.
artifact. Yeah.
You will.
But when
think,
I
because of
see
the
the-
weapon, yes.
Yeah, but when you have full gore, like I should be able to look at you and go, "Oh my fucking god, that guy has full gore." Like
Yes.
Oh, you
1,000%.
can.
And you
but you
know.
can with
You can.
uniques. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, well, I haven't seen enough of uniques, but
All right,
Yeah.
so like, what if
you see it, you know.
What if there's visual indicators like the more PDR you have, the shinier armor looks, or something like that?
sure, the more obnoxious it is, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
I'd be
like
cool with that.
it doesn't have to be like
Like-
anime shit, but just like shinier.
I think like rarity colors is like a pretty good way to start. Like a purple looks different to a gray.
It's
Sure,
like
simple.
purple.
And
I
at
mean,
the same
they are
time,
different, but it's very minor already. Like they do have it in the game. It's just super minor.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, to their credit, obviously it's EA. It's all pretty early still. They are changing the art and shit in the game. Like
Yeah.
they're working on jewelry first. Jewelry looks super badass now. It looks way different than like the more boring rings we had just a few months ago. So I think they are taking steps, obviously, to really give good visual indicators, at least in the inventory so far. But yeah, I think more information is true. I think some sort of like bloodied effect, like if someone's like at 10% or less health, like you know that okay, I should pounce on this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be helpful. It would suck to be the guy that has 9% health left that is going to get jumped because he looks bloodied, but to me that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ryan from your server in Jace chat's like, I should be able to range inspect in any game. That just makes me think of like Pokemon with your Pokédex. It's like you're like walking up, you're like, what's his power? Or like Dragon Ball Z with your eye scanner.
Simple Ricky said Mordhau did that well. Someone who was covered in blood was either close to death or murdered everyone, and they were covered in their blood. I like that.
Sure.
That's
I like
fucking
that
awesome.
too. That's good.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Could be fun.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Should
Item durability is a fun one to ask.
oh yeah,
What do you
durability.
think, Suki?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. Sounds just like an inconvenience.
I agree.
Or a gold sink?
Like a gold sink, yeah, you got to repair it. It's not like a fun mechanic though, is it? Like, oh no, my thing's broke.
Right.
Now I got to spend gold.
Yeah.
I do agree that it does feel annoying, but I mean, I think we can all agree the game needs gold sinks. Like it really does. Because right now
My
you can
gold
just
sink
hoard.
is just dying all the time. It's like it works.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Repairs from Griswold. Got a Diablo player in chat. Let's see here. I missed a question. Where is it? I don't know
Who
where
is
it's-
spending 50K on a single cloak? Come on.
Okay, yeah, no. Let's just put that. How is spending 50K on a single cloak and not a gold sink? Brother, there's some wrong there. First of all,
That's-
why does I
that's
gotta
bad.
spend 50K on a cloak? I
Yeah.
play this game all day and I would never do that. I would even consider it. You
Yeah.
know?
I think he's being dramatic, but I get his point. But that's not really a gold
he's
sink.
not. He's not. That's the thing. He's not being
He's
dramatic.
not?
Okay, maybe a little bit. But the point is, people will still spend that much, you know?
That's true.
Fuck me.
Well, it's
Yeah.
probably going to be artifacts, though.
How
Yeah.
bad is the RMT problem? Is it really bad?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
doubt
I
it.
don't know. Be curious.
I don't think it's that bad. Like you don't see like the massive farms, at least not on the European server. Like
I'll look it
the
up.
gold isn't like artificially put into the game.
Yeah, it's a good. It's probably because the
So-
player count's low. There's
That's
no
true, yeah.
point in selling it now because the game
they're,
wipes.
they're on another game.
I thought it was crazy that there was RMT during the play tests. Like, it is a free play test for 1 week, and you're going to spend money on pixels that are going to get deleted in 5 days? Are you fucking crazy? But people did it. That's nuts to me.
Some people are just
I can
rich.
buy,
That's
I can
wild.
buy 20K gold in Dark and Darker for $8.
Shut the fuck up.
20K. Okay, let's never talk about that again.
yeah. Well, allegedly on this website I just googled.
Oh my god, that's
At least
actually
gold buyers,
insane.
like they don't have gold because they're bad, so they just donate their kids to better players. So that's the good thing.
Oh
linked that.
shit. Yeah.
No
Donnie
links,
Donnie
bro.
made that up. He made it up.
I made it up.
He's a
I made it
liar.
up.
A known liar. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, more questions. Let's see. Yeah, keep them coming, folks. What do you got? What do you got? Oh, Arena. You excited, Suki? What do you think?
Not at all, I'll be honest. I think it's gonna split the player base even more. I love the PvP in the dungeons. I love the like variables, all the crazy things that can happen. People coming in to get involved, mobs change things. I think the arena will just be I don't know. The game's not PvP wise, it's not that complicated. I think the meta will get discovered. It'll be some triple range craziness, and it will just be I don't belong in there. That's how I feel about it.
I'm just sick of ranged in general. It's tiresome. It's tiresome when full fights are just throwing knives and throwing axes, and then
Yeah,
when you believe the guy is bloodied, then you go in to try to whack him once. It sucks.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't get fighter players sometimes. Maybe this doesn't apply to you, Suki, but I swear, isn't it just like 2 fighters at the end of a hallway shooting crossbow bolts for like 4
That's
minutes?
not me. But yeah,
Is that
That's
not
why-
that not the game?
that's why
for
I
fighters?
refuse to use crossbows, refuse to range, because I just go play like Fortnite or something, man. Like some shooter BR. I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
during the playtest when everyone was just swinging at each other. That's like how I think. Of
That
Black
was
and Darker.
so good.
That's what I try and bring.
That's good, man. That's awesome. I mean, you're damn good at melee, so you can compensate for lack of range. But people that are less skilled, man, it's like fuck. I feel for them. Yeah.
Oh, if you rely on range, you're not gonna get better. In
and you're
melee.
not gonna improve. That's right.
Like when like deaf people have like crazy sights, you know. I
Sorry.
don't know if that's true or not.
Would you just say?
You know, like blind people have like really good hearing. Things
oh
like that.
yeah. Well, yeah.
'Cause
It's
they, like,
compensation.
yeah.
yeah.
Have you
Like,
heard
you
of
get-
Daredevil, stupid?
I can-
drop the crossbow, you're gonna get like some crazy melee skills. Trust me.
I can
That's true.
confirm, coming from the playtest to early access and like actually playing other classes, yeah, melee was hard as fuck.
It's
I'm
harder.
still
Yeah,
terrible
yeah.
at it.
But that's what attracted me to Dark and Darker. I'm an old boomer now, and I suck at shooters. My day in the sun with shooters, that shit ended 15 years ago, 10 years ago. So I got really attracted to the game because I could go in and show skill with an axe or a sword, and melee it up with other dorks in the dungeon. That was so awesome. And now I feel like if I don't have some semblance of ranged, I'm no Suki, right? I'm gonna get fucking creamed. So I gotta rely on the ranged meta a little bit. But yeah, I hope there's some sort of plan or I don't know, ideas to combat against ranged meta, or maybe just switch it up a little bit. Because it's
What if we
This guy's-
kept the damage the same, but we make like body and limb shots that do way less damage? So if you land in headshots and you're like sick at the game, then you can range. Otherwise, like get in there, you know?
I think they dropped a stat one of the playtests, like whenever they did one of those giant data dumps, it was like 60 or 70% of like player hits are to the head. I think it was pretty much
in
like,
melee combat
oh,
for sure, but
yeah.
in range, it's
Yeah.
probably like 95% are in the body.
oh,
no
I
range
get
for
you,
the
I
head.
get you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Mm. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? What is the fix for ranged meta? I mean, obviously, you're not just
Limit
going to remove bows. There's a ranger class. Like, you're not. That's stupid.
I think bows are like okay right now. That nerf was like feels pretty good now.
I play fighter, so I don't really know because I get like good PDR typically.
The utility throws are like should be utility. They shouldn't just be this crazy damage thing that's so safe.
Yeah.
So like some
they
kind of
just-
cap.
They should just take the damage off them. Make it like
Yeah, just-
one.
Just
So
remove them
doesn't
from
feel
the
for shit.
game.
Just put a slight slow when you
that.
hit somebody.
It's
Yeah,
like-
they should be the throws should be a slow to gap close, honestly, rather than like
Agreed.
the main
Yeah.
source of damage.
And maybe only
they-
rogues get throwing knives. Only barbarians get Franciscas.
Sure. Yeah,
Maybe
it
like
was
if you
just
hit them in the back, it slows even more.
And you
So, like,
shouldn't be
attack.
able to throw a Francesca like you can throw a throwing knife. I think it should be a little harder to land a Francesca.
yeah. Yeah, knife should be kind of soaring through the air, I think.
It's a hard problem. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't envy the team to try to figure that out. It seems like a hard problem.
Yeah.
It seems like it just remove it or take the damage off, try it for a patch or something.
Oh, someone mentioned runes. I don't want to forget about this. They took runes down. They were like, hey, we got to rework runes. They said it in the patch notes, right? How do you think runes gets fixed? How do you think runes becomes fun and a map that people want to play on?
Did y'all not have fun on Ruins? I thought it was fine.
I
didn't
think it's
Ruins
I
was that
think
big
it's
a deal.
okay. I think it's okay. I think that it favors other classes, some certain classes.
Yes, I
And
think
that
I grew to
sucks.
tolerate it. Not
It's
so
like
much
a
the
fun
map.
PvP map. If you just want to rush PvP, it's great. You could just skip half the modules and rush in. But I think there's not enough like obstacles, not enough stuff blocking
There's
line
too
of
much
sight.
visibility.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why you can sit 2 modules away and watch a team. Just like,
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Which is
like
the
certain
meta of
classes.
Ruins.
Yes, exactly. Certain classes can
It's
get
4
so much
teams.
info.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A rogue with double jump, you can get all the information in the world on that map.
Also, traps in grass is kind of bust. Like traps just, I feel like
Yeah.
traps were designed for crypts, and yeah, on maps of grass, it's like kind of crazy.
Man.
Yeah. Maybe feel
That's
like
true.
an indent where you can clearly see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird to have like spike traps on grass.
No, I meant the ranger traps.
Oh, ranger trap. Oh, both then.
Yeah, yeah.
Both. I've always just hated
Yeah.
traps in general though. But even like just like a spike trap laid down in grass that you can walk over. Like I don't like that. Never was a fan of that.
Sick
Yeah.
freak over there in the office thought it was a good joke.
Yeah, exactly.
That one
think there are
spawn where there's
certain
a trap
modules.
like 1 meter away in the top left corner.
What'd you say, sir?
Yep.
There's a trap like 1 meter away from the spawn.
Yeah,
And it's in the
exactly.
complete darkness. Like that hits everybody.
Ulcered, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Maybe add fog over a certain height in ruins. Now that is a cool idea. There's just like a this like foggy area, maybe like I don't know, like 15 feet up. So if you start to hop up at a super high point and you look down, you just see a bunch of fog, and maybe you can see like torchlight
cool.
moving around, or like maybe you can see lights or like spell effects. But beyond that, you can't just like sit up there and watch every player on the map loot, you know?
I will say though, imagine how scary it is to have just Batman Rogue jump out of the fog on top of you.
That sounds so cool. I mean, that sounds pretty awesome and terrible for the guy getting jumped.
yeah.
But damn, I like that.
That would be fun.
A barbarian with a longbow in demon form, double jumping out of the fog, shooting you in the head as he lands on you. Yeah.
God.
Oh man. All right, chat. Keep it
I
coming.
can't believe he said that shit.
That was crazy.
He thinks it's funny.
He thinks it's funny, and they're probably testing that in the office right now.
You know he definitely
demon,
tried
this
it. He's
giant
like, I
hulking
gotta
demon."
know how bad this is.
Yeah.
Then he
Oh,
top
fuck.
fragged the office, and he's like, we can't do this. Hopefully that's how it went.
I hope they just destroy the game for a week. Just
Yeah, hell
absolutely
yeah.
wreck it.
Oh,
That'd be
same
fun.
boat, dude.
That'd be fun. Why not?
I'm looking at my chat for some. Let's see here.
And then what become a bannable offense?
Let's see here. You got anything in your chat, Jay? What do we got?
Did we talk about the Scrim lobby thing? The gold Discord?
No.
I
What was
I
that?
thought you guys were avoiding that. It's like drama.
Wait,
Yeah,
what's
have you
going
guys
on?
heard
Drama?
about that?
Wait, what's going on?
Tell me the
I
drama.
personally don't think it's that big of a deal, but maybe I
Oh, the
just don't
the
care.
gold gear lobby, or like
Yeah.
the secret Discord. Look, people are gonna do that kind of shit. Is if people can game a system, they always will. Iron Mace is an office filled of Koreans on the other side of the planet building a product for a bunch of Westerners that speak English. Only Terry speaks English. They have a community team that runs a Discord, and they do other shit. And you can't always police everyone and be dad that watches people's Discord servers and tracks everyone's game. People are going to always try to bend rules. That's human nature. I think that
Yeah.
it's good that the guy was banned. It's good that they had to wait for enough real
he get
concrete
banned?
evidence. That's what people
Okay.
said. But there needs to be real concrete evidence to make a move, and they had to wait for the right time.
Let's
So,
wind it back. I'm
Yeah.
completely uninformed. I'm sure there's people in
Okay.
chat who are completely uninformed.
Okay, sorry.
Start from the beginning.
So there's a Discord of dad gamers that have they must be pretty good, I assume, at the game, and they have like crazy gear, and they basically just queue into each other to have crazy fights, and then apparently they give some of the gear back or something.
yeah, they would give each
Yeah.
other
Which-
his gear back.
So people are upset that like these geared guys are queuing into each other and then giving the gear back. I don't see how it's such a big deal, and I don't know really much about it or anything. I don't I don't care because it's not a big deal to me. But apparently, like one of the reasonings was they're just tired of getting stream sniped and like every time they get a kill, like 6 naked rogues jump in smoke pot and full strip the body and run and get out. Like that's the state of the game. It's been that way for like the last month. Yeah, no fucking kidding. They're getting into these lobbies. You guys are cringe.
Yeah.
I like. Is there much more to say? Like, yeah, that shit gets old. It was cool at first. Yeah, you were kind of alpha when you swooped the first gold body, but now you're on number 1,000 of today's stream that you've been watching for 9 hours. Like, come on, dude. No shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't really see the
Anyways,
issue.
I mean,
I think it was definitely overblown. Like people are always going to try to work a system. Iron Mace needed proper evidence to make a decision. Like I said, they are Korean men and women who are coding a game and like building a video game. They're not thinking about this shit. They don't know what the fuck us crazy English speaking Westerners are doing and what streamers are doing. Like they have other shit to be doing. The reason why Terrence, the CEO of the company, does like street team PRs because he's the only one that speaks English. That's why we have this like forward facing CEO. He has to do that job. He's got other stuff to do, important stuff to do. So yes, the community does need to police itself in a way, sure. And yes, people are going to do shitty stuff like that. Was it wrong? Absolutely. Is it good the Discord was shut down? Yes. I even saw some like Reddit post statement about the guy like, the Timmies say they don't want us around, but then they want to play with us. And like the apology the guy had was cringe as fuck. It was so stupid. But anyway,
I
it was
don't know nothing about that.
yeah. I saw it literally like
Yeah.
a couple of hours ago. It was like very ridiculous. Like the
What do you
guy's
think if
statement.
players got like Scrim lobbies, like private server tools,
Yeah,
where
It's
they
the
could just
same
host their own
exact thing.
servers with 3v3? But like, no, you can't have gear in that, right? Because people
well,
would just...
it's like an offline Tarkov raid. Is how
Yeah,
a private
sure.
lobby would work, where
Right.
you can run whatever, you can use whatever, you get it all back when you get out. It's like a fake run, which is fine, I think.
Yeah.
And that could
Yeah,
probably
why
be an
not?
option, but yeah, I think the whole Scrim lobby, Discord, whatever the fuck, is kind of just like community private lobby. And yes, there's gonna be crossfire. That's how it works.
You're
you know?
right, but I calling it scrims doesn't make sense to me. It's just like private games to like hoard their gear so they can just
Well,
play.
it's-
They just want to play with top players and keep the
Yeah.
top gear, and they don't want
That's
to.
scrims.
But
It's literally they do it in every other game. It's just that this game has gear.
I
and
guess-
it's a full loot
I
drop,
guess
so
if it's
it puts
scrims-
it puts a question in it. Yes.
for me, the definition
like-
of scrims is practice games before you go to a professional game
Yeah.
or tournament or something.
Well, I
it's
think we're
just
getting lost in
practice games and
semantics,
stuff.
but
Yeah, it's
I can agree with it. It goes against the spirit of the game, right? To
Sure.
play
Yes.
the game without the danger
Yes.
of losing your stuff.
right.
But at
That's
the end
right.
of the day, who's getting hurt? Not really anybody. And then also, like, why is this happening? It's because we have a low player base. So it's like, you're gonna really kick more players off
Sure.
the game, like, and they're not hurting anybody.
Overall, it's community drama stuff that, in the grand scheme of things, does not matter
Yes.
much. This is a blip in Iron
But-
Mace history that will be moved on.
But that
Yeah, who
kind of
cares?
thing would have to be very self-police and could be very easily like abused. So
Sure, yeah.
I
no,
get why
100%.
people
I mean,
are upset. It's probably not a good thing, but I don't think it was necessarily that bad.
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. Somebody did bring up AP Farm. Yeah.
Oh
that could
yeah. Well,
be-
yeah. Again, they could abuse shit like that, but
Yeah.
that becomes then on them. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, obviously, like at first you started good, and now look at what you're doing, type shit.
I think it's probably best Iron Mace put an end to it. I don't think anybody needs to
Sure.
get banned, but like, just stop doing that.
Yeah, and I don't even know if like it was like Iron Mace leadership that like, let's make a decision, have a whole meeting and like waste company time to talk about this private Discord. No, it was probably a tavern master or like Grayson and like Airplane Anthony and guys like that. They're like, okay, now that we have evidence, this is not cool. We have to change this. We have to do something about it. But you need concrete
Yeah.
evidence. You can't fire from the hip and like make changes in the community because someone's bitching about it on Reddit. You have to know. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sure.
it is what it is. People are always going
Who
to try to game
cares?
the system. Who cares? Yeah, we got to move on. In general. Okay, let's see. What do we got here?
I like how Suki was being all respectful. He was like, I thought you guys were going to avoid the drama.
I know.
Yeah.
What a nice guy you are, Suki. What a nice
I wasn't
guy.
gonna bring it up.
Nah. I don't think there's anything that would happen with the game that we just wouldn't talk about. Like, you know, even
I'm
if it like upset the
surprised
devs.
that there was drama about it. I like genuinely. I don't really get why it's such a problem. But
Some people really dislike the big streamers, and I get it. Like,
Sure.
if they feel like some of the streamers have like special treatment, and I think we want everyone to be treated equally.
I think people don't understand new age marketing, and I mean, people are gonna bitch about it and get angry about it, but it's just it's ignorance and lack of understanding. And I don't think anyone's getting special treatment. Do you guys actually think anyone's getting actual special treatment?
No.
No, not really.
No.
I think streamers' opinions may be valued more, or they reach the
Sure.
team.
Here's the
But
thing, though. Anyone can
treatment, I don't
put
get special
anyone can sit in front of a webcam and become a streamer. They're just mad at these people. They're the streamer haters. They're just mad at the visible vocal thing they can see. It's like, oh, this guy has a platform. I'm just gonna direct hate and annoyance at him. But that motherfucker can also create a Twitch account and get a webcam and go live too. Like
I'm just mad that Jay gets to play video games all day and make more money than me. That's what I'm upset about, right?
Totally. Yeah. Fuck you, Jay. God damn it. No.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway. Love you, Jay.
All right, here's my question.
Okay, what do you
You
got?
you guys really think it's just end of life stuff?
I think it's a mix. I think, obviously the game is in a weird state. I think the content patches haven't been all that alluring. I think that we haven't really had anything that came out that was like, oh, I got to get back into Dark and Darker. But I think a combination of that and then also End of Wipe. Everyone's pissed at End of Wipe.
The map rotation stuff was kind of rough. Like, first people were complaining they were forced to play certain maps, and then they changed it so you could pick any map, and like we had a couple of days of just completely empty servers. I think we lost like a lot of people then. But mostly, I would say it's just people waiting for the next season.
Yeah.
Like getting forced to like play certain maps and do certain things, like people, again, it's just ignorance in understanding early access and game development. Like you bought a game, every time you start it up, there's a disclaimer that it's a work in progress. They always say they're testing stuff. Like if you don't want to test shit, go play something else. Why get angry about something when you know there's going to be tests and changes and certain things you dislike? That's just the reality of creating a product. But people don't get that. They get so fucking angry and they think because they spent $30 they have ownership. But you bought something with a disclaimer that says it's going to be changed and worked on and that tests will be conducted, and play it if you want or not. To get angry about it is unhinged and just weird to me. Like I truly don't get it. Like it's okay to like be annoyed with something, to not like something, but to like get angry and like write your fucking congressman about it and like bitch on Reddit and like trash the devs or trash streamers or whatever. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think. I don't know.
Also, I mean, not all communication that comes out about the game is valid, right?
Sure.
There's a guy that could type in Twitch chat, "This game sucks dick, I hate it." He doesn't mean that. He's just talking shit in Twitch chat. So it's, you gotta filter that shit.
Yeah. Let's switch it up to something positive.
Yeah.
Season wipe. Predictions. How many people do you think are going to come back for the wipe? Do you think we're going to go back up to like 10K plus players?
Yeah, probably.
I think so too.
A week or two. Probably a couple weeks, hopefully.
For wipe?
Maybe 15.
I guess like 15. I guess 15. 20K is like my hopeful guess.
Yeah.
10 to 20. I'm hoping for 10 to 20. Anywhere in that window would be great.
I think if it's 10, that's not good at all. My honest opinion.
And I'll say this, dude. One of the things that Tarkov does great is they're comfortable letting the game sit in an unwiped state for a little bit if they don't have any content to push out. Because it's like, if nothing's changing, like, why are we wiping? But I mean, Dark and Dark is a little different, I think the wipe should be quicker, like we talked about last time. But
yeah, but Tarkov's like on the tail end of development, I feel like,
Yeah,
This is on the other
that's
side.
fair.
And they already made their money and they're slow as fuck and they don't care. Pretty well.
That's part of it.
Pull up more Ukraine war footage for inspiration.
Nikita owned Maserati. Nikita don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. You might be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And whenever you double dip selling, cheats to your own game, God, you really get rich. Just
Okay.
kidding. It's a joke.
Okay.
It's just an old meme. I always make that joke. I don't know if that's real. Were you a Tarkov guy at all, Suki?
Yeah, I played some Tarkov,
Yeah.
but it's too stressful, man. Like you were saying about being
Yeah.
old and trying to shoot people. Like these Fortnite kids, man, they're too quick.
They're
They
cracked.
go around running their full meta builds. Nah, I used to just do some parkour, get the buckshot with a Sega, just chill,
Oh, yeah.
tab out, do my thing, and then as soon as I hear footsteps, the rat attack.
Oh
that
my
kid.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of
That's-
hate for that, but
You're my favorite player to kill in that game.
That's funny.
That's despicable.
hey, I'm fighting the
son of a
meta.
bitch.
I'm fighting the meta
Yeah.
whatever way I can,
You know what fucks me up about rats is whenever a rat tries to rat you and fucking just misses completely, and you're like, how did you sit here for 20 minutes and then miss your fucking chance,
I can
dude?
speak on that as the rat. It's a lot of pressure, man. Half an hour of waiting, the pressure builds up, and then you bust.
Yeah. And then like you just get the anxiety to re-queue up. You're like, God, do I really want to fail 30 minutes in again? When I had a clean shot for 15 of those 30 minutes.
I lost my 20k ruble set.
God damn it.
That's so much ruble.
See, I'll rat in a different way. Like, I'll just be like, fuck it. Like, let's just slap a Mosin on or like a shotgun with some buck and just run around and see what happens. Yeah.
What
That's
about
more
that streamer that got like relatively big and like sort of popular in Tarkov? Xville Camper, literally twitch.tv/Xville Camper. Dude, what the fuck?
And his webcam overlay is the D2 door with his head poking over the top.
Yeah. He leaned into it. That was
You
fun.
see that shit, you're like, you fuck.
That shit is funny as hell.
Disgusting.
If you thought that guy was bad, there's a guy now called Stank Rat who, like, basically Exfil Camper walks so that guy could fucking fly. Because that dude finds the filthiest spots in Tarkov, and you're like, oh my god. And
Really.
on top of that, that dude is really fucking good at the game. Whenever Arena came out, I think he was like top 50 players. He was like just waxing people. He's actually good at the game and just camps all day.
Horrible person.
He's like using his talent for good.
Yeah.
Or for
Suki,
evil, I mean.
for evil. Suki, how old are you?
32.
32. Okay. Yeah. So the FPS
Wait.
rust is hitting you. Yeah.
Yeah, how old are you guys?
Don't
I have
say
no
that
idea.
shit.
It's
I'm,
real. Sorry, but it's real.
I'm 27 and I'm whiffing half my siege shots and I'm dying inside. Don't say that's age. It's called being rusty.
Okay. I mean, I used to be a god at like Halo 1 and 2. I was really
yeah, but
fucking
you played
good at
Halo like every day for like 4 years straight. You know?
Those were the days. I was big on Halo, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was
Played
really
it
good at
every
Halo
day
1
after
and
school.
it's also a controller game too, right? So that's different. But I was pretty good at CS 1.6 and Day of Defeat, like pretty legit. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, pretty legit. And then it does get to a point where you're just not the same anymore. That there's a reason why like esports pros, like they crap out at like 20,
Retire at 22.
25. Yeah, 20,
Yeah.
23. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Suki, to answer your question, I'm 37, and I feel that age whenever I game. That's why I like Dark and Darker, because I could fucking smack someone with an axe instead.
Dude,
Well, I think those
It's
guys
easier.
retire so early because their doctor's like, hey, listen, you can't be taking this much Adderall on the daily. All right, we got to talk
Your
about
wrist
the
is gonna
long term."
fall off if you don't quit now, buddy. Yeah.
dude, you know
I've
what's
heard
an
of
eye-opener
water.
for me?
Can't drink G Fuel all day. All right, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say eye opener for me recently. This might be like my first like age eye opener thing. You know when people are like, anyway, I can't think of an example, but I watched this interview with this Fortnite pro, and he was 17, right? And he's
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
God, the new generation's coming in. I'm getting a little too old for this. I'm like, what the fuck did he just say?
Wasn't that Clicks?
17? I don't know.
I think
or
it was
19. I
Clicks.
don't know how old
Yeah.
he was. I just could not believe what he said. I was like, what?
Yeah, I believe it was Clicks, and he was like, yeah, there's some like 15-year-old that's like making everyone look like an idiot. I'm just like, what? How? I watch
Just
a
disgusting
guy
to
like
hear.
Clicks play, and I'm like, okay, he hit the ceiling. You can't get much better.
Yeah.
And now he's getting dumpstered by a 15-year-old. What the fuck is that kid doing? How
feel
is
like
he?
when I
Is
was
he?
growing
Is
up-
he manipulating code mid game to like get an edge?
Must be.
How? I just don't get
So
it.
like when
man.
I was
Yeah.
growing up watching esports, I'm like, dude, that kid's 20, bro. He's been playing. He's got like 4 years on me. It's lucky fuck. You know? Like if I was 20 playing this game, dude, I'd be nasty.
Yeah.
Nope.
Now,
Come
yes,
on.
people are mentioning some like phenomenal individuals that are like true standouts, like Faker, who's 27 years old and like the Michael Jordan of League of Legends, obviously, and just won like a
Sure.
Worlds. So yeah, there's like some people that are just like undeniable Michael Jordan type
Okay.
folks. Yeah.
Let's be honest though, League is a little different than FPS.
different.
Yes, that's true.
Be
That's
real.
true. You're right. Why do people call Fortnite an FPS? By the way, they do. Fortnite gets lumped into
Dude.
FPS.
I mean, it is.
Nice
It's
shooter.
third person.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can, like,
it's just a
scope in,
shooter.
right? Go
Yeah,
FPS?
whatever.
I guess.
can,
Well,
yeah.
that's a fucking third person shooter.
It's just
You know
got
why
aim.
you know it's a third person shooter? Because you can fucking stand your stupid body behind a tree and see everything without getting hit. Because third
know, I have a
person
question
games
about-
are less skill, in my opinion.
I agree. I have a question about Fortnite. Can you wear any skin in like a fucking pro competition in Fortnite? Is there like skin thing? Can I just be Peter Griffin and win the fucking World Cup for Fortnite?
Probably could.
There is a guy that looks, he's like a fat dude with glasses that laughs like and talks like Peter Griffin and plays the Peter Griffin skin in game and tracks down people in the chicken
Yeah.
suit and kills them. I
That's
am subbed to that man and I watch all of his shorts. And every time he kills the chicken, he goes, and it makes me laugh every fucking time. He's like, watch this. And he like kills the guy with the rocket. Chicken dies. And that's how the clips always end. And it's great every time. So yes, Donnie.
There you go.
No
There you go.
problem, Suki. Take your piss. Yeah, the Peter
That's
Griffin guy's
sweet.
actually good though. I highly recommend checking out that guy on YouTube. It's pretty fucking funny.
Mm.
Are you
Yeah.
bleeding? Yeah, you're bleeding. Hey Meg, shut up. We got to teach the kids how to use the VCR, so I stopped spilling piping hot gravy all over myself.
You lost the Peter there.
I know it's hard. That's
Kinda
such a
one
hard
more
voice.
Griffin.
That's such a hard voice to do. You have no idea. It's ridiculously hard.
Hey Lois. Yeah.
Yeah. Peter.
Peter.
Hey, Peter.
God, I used to know a girl that would go, oh, Peter, like spot on. I say that shit all the time.
Peter.
To like bake it in.
Peter.
P.
Suki deafened, dude. It might be
Griffin.
nighttime.
No, he said BRB.
hey.
He went to go take a piss.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Peter Griffin, man.
Had to run to the
Amazing.
bean factory real quick.
P.
Flicking beans, bro.
Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. Family Guy's the best.
What is this $5,000 wipe day to demigod tournament?
$5,000 wipe data demigod. I don't know.
Where?
What are you talking about, Seven Ronic?
I hope Druid isn't out. Why can't it be like $5,000 wiped demigod Druid tournament?
I don't know.
It's fucked
A
up.
demigod race. I mean,
Nilk.
no.
Oh,
I didn't even know anything about it.
bet. Signing up.
It's like
Some
some fucking. Are we in
streamer-
Bitcoin guys in the fucking Dark and Darker community now?
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see here.
Wait, who's watching that?
Oh, welcome back.
People smashing boxes? Yeah, hey.
Hello.
Hello. All right, let's get a couple more. We've been going 90 minutes. Let's get a couple more questions or discussion points, and then let Suki get 4 hours of miserable sleep before going to the bean factory.
4 hour would be amazing if I got 4 hours in.
I'm sorry. Yeah, let's take one more good one, and then we'll let this man go to bed.
Wait, I found out today, unrelated, you can stand up quicker in this game. Did you know that?
Wait, say that again?
How
When
so?
you're like sitting down for a campfire, you can like cancel the animation. Did you guys know that?
How?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I don't know if
left
I should say
clicking?
it. No. If you equip armor and then cancel the animation,
Oh,
it
yeah,
starts a new
people aren't
animation.
gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, no, that's something
It's
I'll
too
just
much,
get.
too
That'll
much
get
APM for these old people.
That's something that like gets ironed out eventually.
Are you kidding me? That's like Fortnite level. You're pushing it.
Yeah, but that's what they said, and now they're building skyscrapers in
I
seconds.
might as well build a full box. then.
All right. Do you guys think releasing Druid at his current state to let players test it and give feedback could help you going into a direction for the Druid class?
I think
So-
if it's ready to be tested in the test server, toss it in. Why not?
Do you think it should go unstable though with a new wipe? If it's not like completely done.
If it operates decently for a week in the test server, then throw it in. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, why
has to be
not?
tested.
They got to
Can't
like
convince
throw it in there eventually, right?
I would agree, but I think that there's charm to just putting it out and letting people experience it at once, the whole game, you know.
Yeah, why not? Fuck
But
it.
with the seasons, if something's broken, like they're gonna have to roll back, and it needs to be like polished first. I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
a bit.
seasons, yeah.
A bit.
A decent amount, as long as it doesn't break the fucking game.
Just like no game breaking bugs. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree.
As long as it's stable enough, like the balance isn't that big of a deal.
All right. Zelm asks, "What's your favorite alcoholic, Soma?" That would be my father.
John Daly.
Well, I was gonna say my dad, but yeah, John Daly's a good
Oh.
one too. Okay, what's your favorite booze? What's your favorite cocktail, guys? Favorite drink? After work, you come home from 12 hours making meat out of beans. You fucking take your lab coat off. You want to drink before
Yeah.
you go long sorting. What are you gonna get?
Man, I don't drink a longsword. That's dangerous. Also, I've got to go work the next day, you know. So,
Okay.
but if I'm
Yeah.
drinking, it's just like lager, rum, nothing crazy.
Do you like
Cocktails, I
a
don't-
Stella Artois?
Stella?
Oi, mate, let's get a
uh,
cheeky Stella.
Yeah, that's more
Yeah,
like it.
flat
They
Let's
call it the
let's
wife
go
beater.
get a wife beater. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get a snaky
Fuck
bee for the
me.
queen.
I got no
I'll say
idea
this.
what you're saying, but yeah.
A snake
That's what
bite?
it was
A
about.
snake bite? Come on, that's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
huge drink
Yeah.
in England. Yeah.
I've learned that
Nicky
I'm either like an
Beaver?
old man or I'm like a white girl when it comes to like liquor. Because like I'm a beer guy mostly, but if I'm gonna venture into liquor, I'm like I'll take like a glass like scotch or like a whiskey, you know, like a nice whiskey to sip on. Or I'm straight up like vodka cran, bitch. Like let's get into it.
I'll take a skinny bitch vodka soda.
I'll take a vodka soda. They're good.
Yeah, I mean they're refreshing too. I really like a rye old fashioned. My favorite like sipper whiskey at home is slightly expensive but good. Elijah Craig 18-year single barrel is insane. I highly recommend trying that if you like whiskey at all and you have a little bit of money to burn. At a dive bar, I like Greyhounds, which is just vodka and grapefruit juice and a lime. Because it's hard at a dive bar, like they can fuck up a good cocktail, but you can't fuck that drink up. I like IPAs and I really, really like wine.
There you go.
Yeah.
What
I'm
about
gonna
you,
have to
Jay?
say I'm gonna have to say a chocolate shake. If I really had like a drink that I had after anything, it would be a shake.
With like rum in it?
Nope, it's chocolate.
Yeah, but like
Chocolate and ice cream.
When you go to a bar though, you've mentioned it on the podcast that when you go to a bar,
Yep.
like you like start shooting right away because you're trying to binge drink. Like, what are you trying to shoot? Like, are you a Jaeger bomb guy? You like shots of JMO?
I do not care what it is.
Southern Comfort. Damn.
I
Okay.
just drink it, bro.
He's on it like that.
I don't have a preference of alcohol. It's just all terrible. So I chug it. So I'm trying to get
Yeah.
it over with.
It's just different flavored poison. That's all it is in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know if did I ever tell you about that night in Vegas? I think it was like my last night. I had, I want to say 14 doubles at least, if not more. And that's the first time I've been hungover, but I woke up and my entire like ring finger was like half yellow. And I kind of like panicked and it made me Google the shit out of it. And I was like, dude, never doing that. I started looking at it, was like, it's because your kidney, like your liver or something's getting fucked because you drank that much. I'm like, oh god.
What?
Yeah.
What
It's like
the
half of my ring
fuck?
finger and some of my pinky turned like yellowish pale, discolored. And it was,
I would
it was
never drink
pointing out-
again if I
Yeah.
was that nervous about my liver. If I was seeing that shit at 27, I would never drink again. I would just
Those are
chocolate
all
shake
double
it up.
whiskey gingers, by the way.
Oof.
All of them. Oh, actually, no. I think I had a shot of Grey Goose in there, and I don't remember.
That's
Um,
Sweetmore
I-
said it was, and I quote, because of
It
the
was
other stuff.
I tell him all the time he can't say shit like this because people will think he's serious because he's a mod.
It was
and he
the
just-
gay sex you were having.
No. But he
How
did
much-
say,
he said
he
no
did say
real
I was-
quick. He shut
No.
that down confidently.
How much of
That's
the
funny
night do you
'cause-
remember?
Oh, I know him like black. I've only blacked out one time, and that was
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I
So I was
blacked
off
out
a half gallon of Pinnacle Whips at 17.
Pinnacle Whips.
The whole half gallon. Pinnacle Whip vodka.
Never even
Pinnacle
heard of
whipped
that.
cream flavored.
Never heard of it. What the
Pinnacle
fuck?
vodka, but it's a whipped cream flavor. Oh, cigarettes. Yeah, it might have been cigarettes.
Cigarettes will give you
Yeah,
the
so
spins bad if you're.
It
I
might have
can-
been cigarettes that made my fingers stained because I think I smoked like 2 packs that night.
Oof.
Really
can do
bad.
it.
Yeah, that's probably
I can do it,
cigarettes. Yeah. That makes way more sense.
Now they said it, I remembered, and that's what killed the panic.
Suki, you ever?
Why don't you just say that, please? Well, you left it so wide open.
Yeah, the other stuff, like all that fucking great blow in Vegas that you guys are snorting. Wow.
I made it sound like he's in the alley, like rolling
Yeah,
a
I
fucking
know. It's like, dude,
fentanyl.
man,
bowl
it's
with, like,
actually
meth.
drugs. Oh my god.
That other stuff, man. Suki, you ever blacked out drunk?
Yeah, we do that all the time in this country. Like, I'm too old for that now. But like, from the age of like 13 to 25 in
13?
this country, man. Yeah, you can drink here when you're like 18, but they start young.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a few times. Not anymore.
The last
Not
time
anymore.
I blacked out heavily in a situation that was really bad was on a TDY, which is like a temporary military deployment. Like you go somewhere for like it's not like a deployment to the Middle East or something, or like a real war zone, but you go somewhere else for like a specific task, like Poland or England or something like that. Anyway, I was stationed in England, and we had a TDY to Bulgaria. Plovdiv, Bulgaria, the second largest city in the country. And we were going to go work with the Bulgarian Air Force. And it was for like 3 weeks. And the start of the final week, I don't drink tequila. It fucks me up. I don't like it. I can't stand the smell, the taste, but that's what they had. They had tequila that night. A bunch of other airmen and some sergeants. And I hadn't really eaten yet, but I started taking shots of tequila. And tequila on an empty stomach for me is bad news. I end up blacking out, and we go down to the lobby of the hotel, and we are in uniform. And I'm with the tech sergeant, who's like the guy in charge of the entire shift, and another airman and me. And the elevator door opens, and I'm blackout drunk, and I pants the tech sergeant, who's like a high rank. And his dick is, I like pull his pants down hard, and his dick is like, you can see his dick root and like his pubic hair and shit. And like all these
Nice.
Bulgarians are like in the lobby looking at us, staring at us like, what the fuck? And he just closes the door, and he's all fucked up, and we start laughing hard. And we go, and we're like, okay, let's just not go downstairs. This is a bad idea. Let's retreat. Go back to his room. We drink more tequila. We pass out, and we wake up to the door being slammed on. And we are 2 hours late to launching jets back to England. And he is the expediter in charge of launching the fleet. And we are hungover so bad that we smell like agave. Like it's bad. Like it's bad. And the only reason why I didn't get nailed to the cross and completely fucked sideways is because he was the boss and he got drunk too. So they put me in a panel van, and a big panel van is like a big empty, there's like 2 seats in the front, and then it's a big empty van. You can put tools in it and shit, and you sit there and you hold the tools and you get out, whatever. They put me in an empty panel van, and they fucking did donuts on the, not on the taxiway directly, but like near the aircraft shelters until I puked, and then they made me clean the panel van. That was my punishment.
Were you still hungover after that?
I was
Or you
in
feel good?
so much pain. My head, the pressure in my head, it was brutal. And the expediter, he got in trouble too. Don't get me wrong, but he was a tech sergeant. He was like a higher ranking guy. So they wanted to make an example of the airmen, and they donutted until I puked in the panel van. Then they made me wash it out and launch the rest of the jets. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
What'd you get to clean it with? Like, did you get a hose? Or?
A hose and like a mop and
Okay, or at least you got.
And on the way to the flight line, I had to pull over to puke. So they pulled over the van, or like the truck on the way to the airfield, and I had to puke on the side of the road. And like there's like Bulgarian families driving by. I'm in American military uniform, yakking on the side of the road. It's just, the whole day sucked. But the only reason I didn't get in trouble was because the high-ranking guy was passed out next to me in the hotel room. We weren't sleeping together like that. Shut up, chap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Definitely not.
yeah, blacking out.
They
Hands the
can-
man that closed the door and then you then slept in the same room.
There was-
completely wasted.
Yeah, I mean,
And found found in the morning glory.
Sounds
It's cool, bro.
sus. Sounds sus. I know.
All right, man.
Take it how
And
you
you
want.
didn't get in trouble. Wow. Wow. Just to add it on
All
top.
right. Whenever you
Crazy.
break it down like that, it looks bad, Jay. Okay. But yeah, I'll never forget that experience. That sucked ass. There's an old Soma story for you. Yeah.
Damn.
Terrible day. Terrible
They can
day.
drink in Bulgaria. Bulgaria
Yeah.
kind of sucks. There's nothing else to do there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. They drink hard over there. That's true. All the men look like they drink heavily too in Bulgaria. Like all the women are like smoke show 10 out of 10 supermodels, and then the men by 30 are just gnarled alcoholics. It's like a lot of Eastern Europe. But anyway, good times. Suki, you're the man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for having me.
Oh, there was
Yeah,
one thing I
thanks,
forgot
Suki.
to ask. You always play like certain music during your videos. Is it like just like royalty? It sounds like surf rock, rockabilly kind of stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Is that just royalty free music you slap on, or like what is that? Because
It's
I dig the
royalty-free,
music.
but, like,
It's
yeah,
good
it
music.
kind of just stuck. I always get asked about it. It's called like
Hmm.
Lazy Laura, I think.
I love that.
and,
Whatever that song is
It's
great.
chill, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna keep using that.
it's
It's
good
going down
shit.
well.
Hell yeah.
A guy in Jay's chat is asking me how to play the Pavise.
Hmm.
Like 5 times, so you just left click.
Oh.
That's it. You left click
He's
it.
got a YouTube video. Check it out. SookieSpy on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
a good
appreciate the
video.
shout out,
It's
guys.
good videos. Yeah. Highly recommend it. Boys, this was a good one. Episode 52. Big old banger of an episode. I suppose I can announce it. Why not? But next week, pending nothing goes wrong, and that there's no rescheduling or anything like that, we're gonna have quite a special episode next week. It's gonna be a little different.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a roundtable discussion. We're gonna have the Hold the Line guys on: So Bad Strange, Arcane Armor, and Ken Kenobi.
Ken.
All 3 of those guys are going to be on. Oh, and Odin. Odin is now the 4th member of that podcast. So Odin will be
is he?
on. Yeah,
Nice.
he's officially a part of that podcast. And we're going to have him on actually in a couple weeks to talk about all that stuff and him. So that'll be cool. But on Tuesday, Hold the Line, Darkest Hour coming together, and Terrence, the CEO of Iron Mace.
Oh shit.
We're gonna have a big round table discussion. There's gonna be 8 of us on the call.
My man about to get grilled.
I
Grilled and
already
cooked.
warned him. I already warned him. I was like, look, the Hold the Line guys, they're itching to talk to you. We're just gonna muzzle off. And I told him whenever I talked to him that just to be ready to be inundated with questions. He was like, bring it on, I don't care, whatever. So
Perfect.
that's super cool. It's gonna be 8 people on. It's gonna be moderating hell, but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be fun.
Question.
Sure.
You think we can go a little hard? Ask maybe some burning ones. Thoughts?
Give me an example.
I feel like we
No
asked the burning
lawsuit
question.
ones.
Oh, probably not. I mean, you could.
Why
if
don't
you,
you make us wait 4 months, Terrence? That'd be one. I'm not even kidding.
I
Wait,
mean,
turn off your
honestly,
wife?
just ask whatever you want. I don't know. I mean, just like be
I
respectful.
would word it professionally, but
Of course,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, be nice to the guy.
Yeah.
Nah,
I don't think
obviously
there's
I'm
any.
not gonna
I
come
mean,
out and be like,
it's.
what's up, fucker? What's going on over there? You know, so I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, right.
What the hell?
I came from Reddit.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
got some
I don't know,
hot
I-
ones from u/toesucker720. He's got a burning question, top hot question of the day, in fact.
Why do you
Yeah.
prefer streamers over us normal people? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
all I'm gonna say is I feel like in the first one they came on, I don't think we softballed them. Like we asked pretty much
Yeah,
everything
no,
we
yeah.
wanted to ask.
Totally right. I agree.
Oh no, I mean we could have definitely turned it up though. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
we could've
Yeah, I
asked
mean,
some, like,
yeah,
we could have
but
asked some general chat to your questions that are decent to ask at least, but still.
I'll ask him about the ASCII part. But hey, Terrence, you see that? That's for
We
you, buddy.
we didn't play like full on softball with them, but we did play coach pitch baseball for sure. Let's be real. here.
Yeah.
All right,
We're just fine.
But that wasn't the whole point, anyways. I don't feel like.
Yeah,
Just
no,
get
yeah,
in
it wasn't
there
it wasn't a
and
grill
cook it up,
session.
yeah.
No, that was like let's get to know these guys on a deeper level. Like it was like a solid long conversation. But yeah, I want to give the Hold the Line. I think the Hold the Line guys are really awesome. Their podcast is good, and I just want to give them the opportunity to meet the devs as well. I think it's going to be fun to have a discussion with the 7 of them. 7v1. It's going to be quite a time for Mr. Terrence Park. But I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to be super fun. And
Wait. I have a question for the
Sure.
Longsword bros.
Oh,
Can you
okay.
ask why the Longsword has like the worst slow on hit? Like Falchion has a way stronger slow on hit. Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Actual good question.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Can you just
We'll
make
see
sure
you
to
in
ask that for
chat,
me, please?
Suki. Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
spamming it. It'll be
Spam
10
in
minutes
chat,
I can
spam in chat.
Discord when I'm in there.
I will forget
Good, dude.
in a few days, but if you say that in chat and at me, I'll remember and I'll bring it up. Because that's a good question.
Yeah, we'll do. Sounds good.
And we could even spin it like, why do some weapons just have, such a difference with slowdown than others in general? And then we can use that as an example. So it'll be great.
Yeah. No, that sounds good.
Mr. Donicus Maximus, where can people find you on the internet machine?
You can find me on YouTube, Dodani, and then Twitch, Dodani with 2 E's. I haven't really streamed in a while. I've been busy, but schedule's probably gonna open up here in a bit, so more streams. I do RP
Beautiful.
stuff when I do stream. So yeah, come check it out.
Fuck yeah. And yes, that is Tuesday, 6 p.m. PT, 9 p.m. Eastern. Is when we typically
Yes,
do
sir.
it. We didn't do it this week. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why we didn't go live on Tuesday, my internet went out literally like 20 minutes before the podcast was supposed to start, and then it didn't come on for like 90 minutes, so it was not worth it. And then Jay needed a day off. Donnie was unavailable Wednesday, so we're like, let's just do it Thursday. Well, that's the reason why, if you're wondering. Jay Griffia, where can people find you?
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Jay Griffia.
Love that. Love that branding. SookieSpy, where can they find you?
Yeah, just SookieSpy, YouTube and Twitch. Just non-stop longsword action. So we do make highlights, do some crazy tech. We did the jump tech. People are doing that super hard now. And yeah, some cool stuff.
Beautiful. Awesome. I am at Soma on everything except YouTube. It's at _Soma. It's where you can watch this podcast, of course. Comes out Wednesdays at 8 a.m. PT. Typically, obviously not this one. I also play Dungeons and Dragons every Monday with some buddies, and we have like epic 4 or 5 hour long sessions, and I just upload that stream up. And it's great. It's a 5th edition D&D campaign. We're level 6, and it's like hardcore D&D. It's like the Dark Souls of D&D. It's very, very difficult, very fun. People are dying, shit's happening, it's good times. So check that out if you want. Rewatch the podcast if you want. Definitely tune in for episode 53 on March 12th at 6 p.m. PT for us plus Hold the Line plus Terrence Park. Should be a banger. And then Suki, I actually would love to invite you back maybe in a couple of months and have you on with Wilson's Game and Augie and just get a bunch of fighter sword bros on and just I think that sounds hilarious.
3 dudes in a circle with the longswords. Talking
Clank,
about
clank, clank, clank. Let's play swords. Clank, clank.
They're
Hell
just
yeah.
my
parrying
sword.
each other.
I'll parry yours.
Yeah, you
Hell
parry
yeah,
him.
I'm
You
down
parry
for that.
him,
I'm
and then
down for
I'll
you, bud.
riposte him. Yeah, exactly.
I'll clash swords with Augie. Any other longsword bro. Any day, any night. Yeah.
That's
For
what I
slapping swords.
That's exactly what I want to hear. Good man. Play with others. That's good. Yeah.
Shout
Wilson had to
sticks.
throw one in. 3 guys, 1 shaft. All right.
Okay. All right, Jay. Calm down, buddy.
That was Wilson. What do you mean?
That was Wilson. Dude, he's excited. He's
No?
getting his
Yeah.
he's swording.
Wilson stole that from Jay. All right. Let's be real.
Nope.
No, you're right. Anyway, this was a really good one. Suki, again, thank you so much. You're an awesome guy. Your content is good, and god damn it, you're a grandmaster at the longsword. So don't be humble. It's true.
Thanks so much, man.
Folks, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I hope that by the time Tuesday rolls around, my antler will have disappeared. We'll see. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy the dungeons if you're playing, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Goodbye.